All right. What is good, everyone? What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Today we got a great show for you guys. Excited to talk about video games. What do we do every day, Pinky? Oh my gosh, video games and then a little bit more. You guys know we talk about video games and more here, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order skeptics. Pre-order surprise skeptics. Has the outrage died down a little bit with Switch 2? Maybe not. Switch 2 themes rumor that's going down. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza. We got Cyberpunk 2077. We've got new information on potential information on Switch Bluetooth stuff that's going down. So yeah, a lot of topics, a lot of different stuff to go over. We had 2 videos today, so very busy night/morning for me. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be pumping out more content, pumping out more streams, pumping out more great videos for you guys to enjoy. And let's ride into this Nintendo Switch 2 with the utmost force and exuberance, if that's even something. Let's get into the shoutouts though. I think more than anything, you guys make this stream go. Let's get into the shoutouts. So if you're here in the chat, make sure you say what up, and I'll say hi to all my lovely, beautiful, awesome, elite ninja peeps out there. So first and foremost, my man Dior, like always, number 1, numero uno, en la casa. All right, shout out to my man Dior, big love. Party Man is here as well, and Clabbit94, the banana slammer himself. Clabbit94, what's good? Too bad there's no actual full pre-ordered Switch 2 numbers about. No full pre-order Switch 2 numbers about. Nintendo probably gonna give us a pretty good indication once we get closer to launch. When we actually get shipment numbers, I think we'll get an idea of that. Cyber Taurus, what's up, Cyber Taurus? Brand Smith, Cyber T in the house. Monado Mario, General Zamora, Party Man, J2 Blue, the Beast, Uncario, DF getting slammed in their comment section on Switch 2 teraflops. What are they getting slammed about? I did see the video, but I didn't look at the comment section. Josh T, what's good? Welcome to the stream, Josh T. Luxus, what's up, Luxus? Matt Green, any new pre-order refill news? No, we already went over that. No new pre-order news that we already went over in videos and live streams, so nothing yet. When there's something, I got you. Bruh, themes are cool, but I couldn't care less. Yeah, I don't really care too much either, but people like them. 3DS people like them. Just see the Cyberpunk creator's voice video. Game is looking good. Yeah, it's looking solid. Boo 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 boo. Russell Cunningham, not to be confused with Randall Cunningham. Marcel Wade is here. D Money, Party Man Cart, Jeffrey Tucker, Shiny Shady Boy, Nosai, Epic Globster. What's up, Epic? Welcome. Wilberforce, the outrage simmered down into petulant Kofi, and it's pretty nice. It's into a little bit of a cope. Yeah, it kind of went from outrage to cope. We're going to talk about that, though. Like, I'm not a big fan of the word cope, but I think cope is definitely something to use. If somebody can get me the actual clip of Angry Joe coping a bit, or like the tweet, that'd be great, too, because I didn't see it. I couldn't find it either. But I did get reports that there's some coping going on from him a little bit, which is okay. It's okay. Angry Joe's an old school. He's entitled to his opinion. Anybody's entitled to his opinion. Bad Muffin, what's up? Justin and Caitlin.
Loved the rant at the end yesterday. The people who complain about the Switch 2 all the time reminds me of the stop having fun meme. Lol.
Yeah, it's essentially the stop having fun meme. It's like, hey, we heard you, we understand, but we're still gonna play. No, but look at this. No, I heard you, man. Like I got you. I agree, man. Definitely the price is there. It's unfortunate, but then we're gonna play the game because we want to play. Oh no! But wait, what? No, stop having fun. Stop having fun. Be mad when I'm mad at. Be angry. Complain. Make them mad. It's like, dude. It's like, we heard you. We know. We heard you. We got it. We're with you. I support you. I support the combo breakers. I'm fit to go dumb. Oh, dude, I'm going nuts in Mario Kart World, bro. I am going nuts. We're going to play that a lot. Egomaniac. What's good? Zuber. Watching I think he meant stream. That's okay. What's up, Zuber? What up, non-Nintendo YouTuber? The non-Nintendo YouTuber. OJ, Mario Kart World comes out. Will you hold a tournament? Oh yeah, we're gonna hold tournaments if there's a tournament mode. 6 weeks away. What's up, Bad Muffin? Censoring comments. Anyone else remember the 3DS outsold pre-orders but then failed when at the sale? That's not necessarily true. 3DS was available pretty much at launch in most places, and on top of that, the 3DS, in terms of stock wise, the 3DS had nowhere near the stock that it has. So this is something that I see a lot of people say is that, oh well, 3DS or Wii U sold out on pre-orders. Not to the level that we know of with stock and anticipation of the Nintendo Switch. The estimates right now, based off of shipping logs and all that, is that the Nintendo Switch is going to have around 6 to 8 million units in the first month or so, and the largest day one stock that they've ever had. And that was pretty much confirmed when we got the actual numbers from GameStop, where a lot of places had up to 100 units, 140 units, 60 units, 70 units. That blows away the 3DS stock, the Wii U stock, the Wii stock. Let me give you a small example, but it's pretty much everywhere. Back in the Wii days, when they sold out on pre-orders and sold out, they got 12 Wiis at the mall location that I went to. I called that same mall location now with the Nintendo Switch 2, and they had 140, maybe 130, 140 Nintendo Switch 2s. So that gives you the idea, literally 10 times the stock plus in some areas compared to the Wii, which was Nintendo's previous best-selling, selling out a pre-order system out there. So when people say that, oh, well, remember the 3DS or remember the Wii U? It's not to the same level. We actually have confirmation, hard numbers of what we got, and that was the Wii did not get 100 units per store, or the 3DS did not get 100. They were not selling through 100 units in pre-orders in the US. It just wasn't happening. Maybe in some of the highest spot locations, but not spread out all like it is. So that's, when people say that, I always just kind of balk a little bit. Like, we know Nintendo stock is significantly higher than what it was with the 3DS or the Wii U or any other system that they've had. So, and they're selling through all those pre-orders. So, no, it's not a accurate comparison. But I understand why people are saying it. They don't know all the numbers, you know. Let's see here. Shout outs to Roger. What's good? Jonathan Sullivan says, I haven't owned a Nintendo console since the GameCube. I'm so pumped for Switch 2. Target came through. You should have got the Switch 1. Should have got Switch 1, man. But anyway, I guess it doesn't matter at this point, right? Because, you're going to get a Switch 1 with the Switch 2. Saw Cyberpunk 27 creator's voice trailer. Something tells you Cyberpunk on Switch 2 is going to be a potential third-party sales driver for Switch 2. I don't know about a potential third-party sales driver for Switch 2. I think that a third-party sales driver is going to be something like, like a Monster Hunter, or it's going to be something like Dragon Quest, or it's going to be something, like that. So too expensive, but people are pre-ordering it, man. It might be expensive, but people are pre-ordering it. So it might be expensive, but hey, look, man, people are picking it up. People are also trading in their Switch 1. Like if you got a Switch 1, or if you got a few games or whatever the case is, or some people even trading in their Xbox Series X. They were given $420 for the Xbox Series X the other day. I actually had reports of a few people from the village here trading in that, or even selling their Steam Decks. Dare I say that? There's not a lot of Steam Decks out there, but people selling their Steam Decks, people trading in their systems. So even if it is a bit too pricey for some, people are finding ways to buy the system. Shout outs to Nightshade with the 60 months. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Thank you so much for the 60 months, Nightshade. Shout outs, my man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. I want to let you know I got TCL 55-inch Q6. Okay, smart TV. All right, good stuff. Glad that you got that, Sean. Wii U was also sold out freaking holiday, and these people really still use the Wii U as an argument. The Wii U wasn't really sold out. I don't know why people were reporting that, because I saw Wii U's in all my stores. I in all the stores, so I saw that. So I'm not really sure. Let's see here. Flipping this was with the $10 dono.
One of two. Anyone saying that pre-orders weren't going to sell out was absolutely delusional and thinking with emotions, not analysis. Everything sells out in the launch period because the enthusiast customer buys everything. We'll talk more May 2026.
The Wii, when people said the Wii U sold out, I saw the Wii U in many places, so I don't really think the Wii U sold out, and I don't think the 3DS sold out. The 3DS, there was barely any stock though. From what I remember, there was, I think Walmart had like 10 of them. I know the GameStops had about 20 or so 3DSs per GameStop, and they went through those, but the stock amount was significantly lower. So I see what people are saying. People say, oh, well, everything sells through, but the stock count is way
Do
higher.
you think Donkey Kong Bonanza will be the best-selling Donkey Kong game, not counting all the Donkey Kong arcade ports?
Ooh, that might be tough. That might be tough. Shout out to Footman Switch. Thank you for the 10. But that's the thing that I'm realizing. And if you look at, like, let's just say Nintendo had a My Nintendo back then and they could pull Japanese users. I guarantee you there was not any time in Nintendo's history where they had a 2.2 million intent to buy interest for a pre-order lottery. That was just on the My Nintendo store by itself. That's never happened. Nintendo's never had 2.2 million pre-orders ready to go or interest in a singular country. That's just unfathomable. To give you guys an example, the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, those are like the previous best-selling. Those were like 24 or a million
Two
units
that
in
will get
24
the
hours.
freaks and suckers out of the way so we can see true demand, and also allow the true software situation to be observed.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to continue selling, and the reason why I think it's going to continue selling is because the games. That's the thing, flipping the switch. It's the games. Like next year, they're going to hit you with the 3D Mario. They're probably going to hit you with the first reveal of Smash Brothers. They're probably going to show the first reveal of Zelda. They're going to have Animal Crossing or something else like that. There's going to be consistent games, and that's what sells systems. And I think that's what's going to sell this system. It's going to be the games. Like it's not just about the system itself. It's about what games do you have out that sells the system. And I think people need to realize that Nintendo has like incredible games coming. That's what sells the system. It's going to be the game. So people that don't buy it this year, they're going to get, when Smash Brothers is revealed, there's going to be a whole influx of people who buy it for Smash. When Animal Crossing is revealed, there's going to be a whole influx of people buying it for Animal Crossing. When the new 3D Mario is revealed, there's going to be a ton of people that buy it for 3D Mario. So as long as the games keep coming, the sales will keep coming. You know, that's really just how it works. I mean, pretty much with any system. If the games keep coming, the sales keep coming. So that's it. So yeah, that's it. It's pretty much how it works. Oh my gosh. Shout outs to Kareem Ali. Thank you for the 5. Says, since the pre-orders have happened, I realized that people are hypocrites, not trying to be rude, but people were all talk. I think it's not necessarily about people being all about talk. It's the fact that the internet is a small portion of the overall fan base of people who buy games. Out of the 100 million plus users, there's probably less than 10% of those users that are even on Twitter talking about games. The rest of them are just living their daily life and all that. But I mean, I see what you're saying though, Kareem. There are people that were all talk that ended up pre-ordering. Hero Zone with the 200. Or Hero Zone crossed 200 with the 5 and says, people hating, coming up with crazy excuses, coping because people buy Nintendo consoles, that's expensive. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of cope going through. I can say that for sure. There's a little bit of cope. But I see the system continuing to sell because they're going to continue to release big games. And that's really what it comes. I mean, there's not really anything else outside of that. It's more simpler. I know it seems simple, and I know it's more complex than that, but that's really what it comes down to, is that, you know, people, the games are going to come out. So the games are going to come out and people are going to buy them and people are going to want the games. That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. Shout out to Flippin' Switch with the double $10 donos. I appreciate that. There's a difference between selling out of stock of 20 to 25 to 30 per store and selling out of stock of 100, less than 100 per store. Yeah. And there's a big difference between the apparent, like the very clear demand and the clear marketing and the clear, like, viewership of people that are into the games that are coming out. The Switch 1 was super successful. The Switch 2 follows up that design idea, and you're gonna get already just immediately a set group of people that are already just saying, well, I want that because it's exactly what I like with Switch 1. You have a lot of Switch 1 users that are ready to transition to the Switch 2 because it's been 8 years, it's been a decade. People are ready to move on to the next thing. They want to see the new games, you know. So that's also what you're getting right now too, you know. That's also what you're getting right now as well. So yeah, the NES is box the buy to get Mario, Hiroshi Yamauchi. It always comes down to the games. We'll see. It always comes down to the games, and the games are gonna be, like I said, the games are gonna be incredible. The games are gonna be really, really good. Says Mario Kart alone will cost 120 taxes in. That's why you got to get the bundle, man. The bundle makes it a lot cheaper. So a lot of people are opting for the bundle. I got it for $50, and it's not 100. I don't know 120. I don't know where that you're getting that from. Maybe you live in a different country. But here in the U.S., if you're talking about dollars, it's $80 for the game. It's $50 if you get it in the bundle. So Nintendo shipped most of the bundles to the store. Like, most stores got the bundle, so a lot of people opted for the bundle. Instead of paying the 80 for Mario Kart, you can just get it within the bundle and you get it for 50 instead. So a lot of people are just doing that. So yeah. And some people, from what I've also been talking to my my retail friends that I have, like at GameStop and stuff, a lot of people traded in Mario Kart 8, man. It's becoming one of the more popular games to trade in. So if you trade in Mario Kart 8, you're getting $20 off the top right there. Even without a pro membership, you're getting 20 bucks off the top. So people are getting it for $6. They're getting Mario Kart World for 60. You know, they're getting it with 60 plus tax. So a lot of them are actually getting it for cheaper by trading in a game or just selling something that you don't need or whatever. And you can clearly shave off some dollars off the top if it's too expensive. So yeah, and that's what normal people do. If something is a bit pricier that they don't like, or they don't like the price, they don't go online and complain 24/7 a million about it. I mean, some people do, but most people say, okay, well, I'll just sell this, or I'll just do this, and I'll get the extra money to get what I want. I mean, that's what I did as a child. I did that. So clearly, as an adult or as a teen, that's what normal people would do. Like, coming online and saying it's just too much, and going out and going crazy about it, that doesn't do anything for you if you want said thing. So, like, for example, if you want like a certain car, right? You want like a Lexus or something, and that's expensive. People that want a Lexus don't go online and start saying, oh my God, it costs $50,000 for a Lexus. Oh my gosh. They do what they need to do to get their Lexus. You know what I'm saying? Like, so most normal people, if they want something that's pricey, and even if it is overpriced, they will just do the thing that they need to do to get that thing that they want. Coming on here and Twitter and telling, oh my God, it's gonna be this much, that doesn't do anything. If you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. That's how normal people look at things. That's how normal, rational people look at things. If it's too expensive for you, or if it's too much, then don't buy it. There's other cheaper games that you can buy. Doug Bowser buys, you can get a Switch 1, right? But for people that want to, or that work, or that feel like it's okay, or whatever the case is, they're just gonna, like I said, trade in a game. They're just going to sell something. They're going to do whatever they want to do to get what they want. You know, that's how normal people operate, at least normal gamers. And that's how I operated when I was younger. You know, when I couldn't afford something, I traded something in, you know, even if I felt that was overpriced. N64 games were overpriced. Well, not that they were overpriced, but they were expensive. And I traded in stuff to get Pokemon Stadium. I traded in stuff to get DKC. You know, I traded in things. So that's just how it works, man. Let's see here. Lexus is a 50K toy. It really is a 50. You're paying for the name, right? But there are people that like Lex, that drive. I mean, I'll see Lexus cars all over the place, right? All over the place. People will drive the F Sport, the 350 F Sports, you know, the $40,000-$50,000 cars, and they wanted that. They saved up. They did what they needed to do. I see people drive all sorts of luxury vehicles when I'm in Los Angeles a lot. You know, I saw Maserati. Whoever did that, they listen. Maseratis are great, you know, they're very nice, but I mean, that's a very expensive car, a crossover Maserati, and the person did what they wanted to do. They probably could have got a much cheaper car that did the same thing the Maserati did, like the same, you know, it could have got the same, the leather on the inside, and you probably could have spent 20-30K less, you know, but that person wanted the Maserati. That's just, so, I mean, nobody walked up to them and said, why'd you buy a Maserati? Well, it's too expensive. Nobody does that to anybody. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, listen, I get it, guys. It's expensive. You know, I feel you. I'm there with you. The stuff is pricey. Everything's going up in price. I get you. I feel you. You know, it's expensive. I get it. You know? Let's see here. I will own a Maserati before I die. Yes. It's a nice car. The Maserati was a nice car. Let's see here. Sure you will. You wait for the second hand on the marketplace? Right. Sure you will. Let's see. I'm already set with the bundle. Yeah, the bundle's good. The bundle's good. These weirdos have the weird fantasy of Switch 2 sales gonna drop off the cliff merely because Mario Kart World 80. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to, because like I said, the bundle's gonna last all the way to the end of the year. Then we'll see what Nintendo does after that. We'll see how they price things and how they go forward with that. I think it's definitely a test period. They might drop the price. They might drop the price after that holiday period. We'll have to wait and see. Like if the sales aren't doing as well or whatever the case is, right? Let's see here. Imagine telling people these luxury car companies superior evil and at their consumer might will jump. Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing about it, right, is that like I said, most regular people don't care like about that type of stuff. Gaming is very different because there's a culture behind gaming. So that's the reason why you get a lot of the passionate stuff. I mean, we've all been there, done that before. I don't mind, but like I said before, it's just at this point, it's an exhaustive topic. But the skeptics, we can kind of get to the skeptics. A lot of the skeptics I've seen on Twitter, a lot of them I've seen, they're sitting there and they're very shocked that the pre-orders did as well as they did, to the point to where it is a little bit of cope, right? I did get a report once again. Angry Joe, he was like, oh, well, they only got 15 units per store, you know, and like they didn't get that much. That's the reason why they artificial scarcity, and we already know that's not true. GameStop's put up how much they have. They had a good amount, you know, 40, 50, 60, 70, up to 130, 140 units in some high traffic locations. So we already know that's BS. Most stores got well more than 15 units. You know, most stores did. Even in Josie's freaking boonies neck in the woods, they got more than 15 units over there, and she lives out in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, and well, she had to drive to 1 hour away, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? Stores got allocation, they got stock. It's gonna be in supply. I think that Nintendo's going to try to refill the stock very quickly, you know? So I think so. Caitlin and Justin with the $10 dono.
It just feels good to have some excitement in gaming again for me.
Yeah.
I haven't been this excited since 2021 or 22.
And I think that's the thing that a lot of people are kind of like, you know, are kind of like not understanding, is that like the reason why things are like this, the skepticism, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. People are allowed for their opinion if they don't like it. But I think that the problem is that people are acting like Microsoft and Sony actually supply something Nintendo does. I think that if Microsoft and Sony supplied something that Nintendo did, then Nintendo's sales would be significantly lower. But Microsoft, Sony, Valve, none of them actually supply what Nintendo supplies. And if you look at Microsoft, right, why are Microsoft sales down? Well, because Sony supplies kind of a similar experience, right, than what Microsoft supplies. Microsoft doesn't do exclusives anymore. They offer their games on the PlayStation. PlayStation gets like like you're looking for a high performance system, right? So PlayStation offers what Microsoft offers, and it's just like a slugfest between who people gravitate towards. And obviously the consumers have picked PlayStation, right? But PlayStation does not offer what Nintendo offers. Microsoft does not offer what Nintendo offers. Valve, they have a Steam Deck, but Steam Deck is not a Switch. It does not offer, Valve as a company does not offer what Nintendo offers with first-party content and software. So it's always funny when people say, oh, well, why is it doing so well? It's like, does anybody offer anything that Nintendo offers? If you want to play games like Mario, or if you want to play Zelda, or like, who's offering that? Nobody does. Okay, you have Astrobot, right? Okay, Astrobot, that's like one game, but they also followed that up, or right before that was Concord as well. They're doing live service stuff. Sony is really slow on their output. Microsoft is good on their output, but the games that they release, it's just a bunch of third-party games that they bought. It's like the fakest first-party support of all time. Don't get me wrong, it's still technically first-party, but it's just a bunch of third-party games. It's just a bunch of games that we already knew that were literally third-party games, and then Microsoft bought them. It does not feel organic or authentic. It does not feel like Halo or Fable or Gears. Which the funny thing is that they even bought Gears. They bought Gears off of Epic. Epic used to own Gears of War. Microsoft was a partner for them. Microsoft purchased the franchise from Epic, which is fine. It's no big deal if they did the same. That works. Or like Forza, you know.
The reason most skeptics continue to be shocked is that they think it's a price or issue about physical. Wrong angle. Simply put, it's an overshoots the market issue, not anything else. The entire game industry is doing that, and now Nintendo joins them.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I think they were shocked because of all the outrage online. Because if you're online all the time, I think that that's the reason why you're shocked, because you think that everything surrounds around the echo chamber of online, you know. So I think that's the reason for that one as well. Shout out to Forbidden Switch. Thank you for the $23 total. You are now the Hokage, or you've been the Hokage and streamed the. Shout out to Justin as well. Thank you for the big 10. Just feels, yes, I do agree that it's good to have some excitement back in the gaming sphere overall. And a big love, 45 minutes extended on today's stream, guys. Let's go. We are knocking it out of the park. Let's go. Hey, yo.
Overclock Buster!
Let's see here. It would be nice to get more Nintendo games besides Mario Kart and Donkey Kong. Well, they already said that Kirby Air Riders is coming this year. Metroid Prime 4 is also coming this year as well. So that's more than just Mario and Donkey Kong, and that's set for this year. So I'm not sure if you watched the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, but check that out, Mark. And then they also have some smaller titles like Dragon Cross Drive, in addition to Welcome Tour, which that should have been bundled in, but whatever. But yeah, they have Kirby Air Riders this year. They also have Metroid Prime 4 Beyond this year as well. They also have Pokemon Legends ZA this year too. So those are all coming out this year. That's not Mario Kart and Donkey Kong. Well, you got to play me in Madden Switch 2 version. I'm okay. Johnny with the $3. Shout outs to Johnny. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you for the $3. Getting us to 50 on the board. Let's go. What up, 777 OG, double OG? But shout outs AAA though. Hopefully Nintendo continues to support physical games as a platform. I think Nintendo will make their games on cartridge, but I don't think a lot of third parties are gonna be waiting for a better solution before they do that, or more cart sizes, or whatever the issue is. Shout outs to Dank Me. Let's see, Hyrule Warriors. Yes, did I not say Hyrule Warriors? Yes, Hyrule Warriors is also coming. Yeah, so outside of Mario Kart and Donkey Kong, there's Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. There's Kirby Air Riders with the S on there, Air Riders. There's Pokemon Legends ZA, and there's Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So we've got 4 other franchises outside of Mario Kart and Donkey Kong. George FT with the $9.99 says, it's hard for me to distinguish Bethesda as a first-party dev for Microsoft compared to Monolith Soft being a first-party dev for Nintendo. Can you play something from Kirby Air Ride? Yes, I can. Kirby Air Ride. City Child. I like City Child. That's a good one. Thank you, George FT. Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, you know, it's like, it's first party, but it's weird, right? It's a weird cat, but it's still first party at the end of the day. It's still first party. Big love, guys. Thank you so much. With the 60, we have got the 1 hour extension. We are already there. You guys are out here tonight. That's the George FT. I think Air Riders is pretty much already done, and Sakurai's already working on Super Smash Bros. I think my man is multitasking. I think yes, and Expedition 33 is really good. I was grinding in Expedition 33 right before the stream started. I'll keep calling my shots. I still have a pretty good track record. They'll still up through the first year. Launch, excitement, and Christmas money guarantee. May 2026 is the test. All right, we'll see. I think Nintendo's going to have something that's going to kind of blow you away by May. Nintendo usually likes to show out around the May area. They usually launch some of their biggest IPs. Legend of Zelda launched, obviously March, back-to-back, March/April. So Nintendo usually has something massive in March. So I'm guessing we're going to see something pretty crazy there.
Also, there's all the upgrade packs this year.
That is true. The upgrade, I didn't count those because those aren't brand new games. But yes, we do have the upgrade packs, you know, for Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Obviously, Pokemon Legends ZA, Metroid Prime, those are getting upgrade packs as well. Super Mario Party Jamboree as well. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of content. It's a lot of content essentially. So I mean, it's better than, like, listen, I've been around for pretty much every single launch for a Nintendo platform, and it's better than like 99. It's better than every single launch Nintendo's ever had. Like, this is the most games and content that they've ever had ready to go for the first year in terms of first party stuff overall. Like, maybe you can say Switch 1, you can kind of put Switch 1 in there because that was some pretty good content as well, but I think there's a little bit more because we have almost or just about as many new games in addition to having way more third-party support and actual upgrades for Switch 1 titles, which does take development work and time and resources. Darmex with the $5 says, let's be real, my GameStop had around 85 pre-orders available. I imagine the same for other stores before they sold out. Some of them had lower than that, and a lot of them did have around 80 or higher. Yeah, darn it. It was, the average was probably like around maybe 70 something pre-order, about 70 something. I'd probably say was the average that I saw. So that's incredible stock. That's significantly higher than PS5 had, than the Switch 1 had. Switch 1 had about maybe, some places had about maybe 30 to 40 GameStops, maybe less. Best Buy had about 50 something to 60, and then they had about 40 loose, or about 100 something people there. So it was a little bit off with Switch 1, but Nintendo didn't expect that type of you know, that type of turnout for Switch 1. Shout outs though. Combo breaks though, guys. Let's go. So yeah. 33 more days, gamers. Yes, sir. artificial scarcity doesn't make sense, especially with the tariffs. These people are weirdos. That is exactly true. Well, once again, gamers don't understand that type of stuff, so I don't expect them to do that. But yeah, it doesn't serve Nintendo any purpose to make artificial scarcity and not ship the units or not sell them. They want to sell them as much as they can before there might be a tariff hike, because the Switch price might go up. The Switch 2 price might go up in the future if there are tariffs that are, you know, crippling tariffs that come out. So yeah, paid upgrades frustrates me. I'd rather get DLC. Paid upgrades frustrate me. I'd rather get DLC. Well, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, it's a paid upgrade with a DLC packed in there for 20. And then Mario Party Jamboree, it is a paid upgrade plus a DLC pack in there. So if you're looking for DLC, those two games actually have DLC. If you're talking about Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, they don't really have DLC, but they have extra features packed into them. I recommend watching the Legend of Zelda Switch 2 edition trailers, and you'll see what else they added into there. So yeah, that's what I would say with that, if that frustrates you. But there is added content. But Kirby and Jamboree, those both have actual added DLC. Pokemon Legends ZA, we don't know outside of just frame rate and resolution. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond frame rate resolution. So those are just kind of straight up. There are no extra things added as of right now. That might change. They haven't detailed it fully. We don't have release dates for those games, but yeah. Excuse me. Let's see here. Also, what is up with GameStop forcing people to buy additional accessories? Apparently, they are looking into it. I don't know the full story with that, so we'll see. Hey, what's up, Mr. Black? Welcome. Shoutouts. My favorite Pokemon is Charizard and Typhlosion. Peeps coming with excuses to why Switch 2 sold out. Yeah. I hope this May's investors meeting will have good questions rather than brain dead ones we usually get. It'll probably be a few good ones with a lot of just whatevers. Switch Up suggests that Nintendo should look into 120 gigabyte cards. Look into $128 price tag too. Yeah. Shout out to Switch Up. He's awesome, but that is insane. People don't even want to buy a 64 gigabyte cartridge. People don't even want to buy a 32 gigabyte cartridge. People didn't even want to buy a 32 gigabyte cartridge on Switch 1. You can look into it all you want to. The price for that card is going to be incredibly high. I don't know what Switch Up is thinking. Like, that's not logical. That's not, I mean, it would be nice. Don't get me wrong. That'd be awesome. Dude, but people didn't even buy 32 gigabyte cartridges for Switch 1. People didn't even want to buy that. How are we going to go to 128? People don't even want to buy 64 gigabyte cartridges for Switch 2. Where they get now 128? Dude, the price of the game is going to be like $150 for the game. It's not feasible. Not right now. Maybe Nintendo needs to figure something out, but 120 gigabyte cartridge is not going to save them when developers aren't even using the 64. Most of the games can fit on a 64 cartridge that came out. There's not, the only game the third-party game that I can see that couldn't fit on it is Split Fiction. That's and maybe Hitman Split Fiction. There's like a couple, but yeah, most of them could, and they're not. So 128. That's not. They're not even using the 64. Hell, they didn't even use the 32. They didn't even use the 32 gigabyte enough. I can count on one hand 32 gigabyte cartridges for Switch 1. Mortal Kombat 1, Final Fantasy 10/10-2 in Japan, the Asian version, Witcher 3, Dragon Quest 1 and 2, Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, Tears of the Kingdom, but that's a first party game, so let's not count that. 4 games? Am I missing a game? 4 developers. 4 games. Well, 3 developers, because Square Enix did it twice, but 4 games out of the 8 years that used even a 32 gigabyte cartridge. That makes, they are not going to use a 128. That would be like a next generation Nintendo Switch thing. That would not be a current gen Switch thing. So yeah. Let's see here. I wonder how big Remake would have been on a cart. I think they can probably fit Remake into a 64 gigabyte cart if they want, but it's whether if they want to or not. I don't know if Nintendo can get lower prices on cart. No other companies really using other. That's what I'm saying. It's proprietary, so it's like it's not mass produced in like any type of standardized way. So it's almost like there's no way to get the. I mean, there's a way to get it cheaper, but use cheaper parts. But that could also jack up the read speeds, or that can jack up the quality of the cart. It can potentially, you know, wear and not work properly later down the line, sometimes like NES games or something. So you can try to cut costs there, but I'm not really sure where you cut the cost, to be honest. There are no game vouchers on Switch 2, but Nintendo might introduce something for that. So yeah. that is not the low tier god, but we're gonna go ahead and just hide you on the channel. Thanks for coming out to the stream, low tier. Let's see here. I don't know. Switch Up is suddenly trying to position his physical only when half of his channel is built on reporting digital eShop discounts with digital evil. Well, I think you'd like to have the option, right? A lot of those games that are digital are also physical as well, but yeah. But no, there's not going to be 128 gigabyte cartridges. That's look into it for what? They need to look into making the 64 gigabyte cartridge cheaper. They need to look into that first and foremost. Then we can go from there. If the consumer has no standards, why would the company? I mean, it's not about having standards or not. It's just, once again, I don't know the solution to that. Once again, I don't know the solution to it because those cartridges are too expensive. I don't know the solution. Apparently, a 16 gigabyte cartridge is about the same price as a Blu-ray DVD. That's about the, or no, an 8 gigabyte cartridge is about the equivalent of a Blu-ray in terms of price for production. So that means a 16 gigabyte cartridge on Switch 1 is more expensive than a Blu-ray. So a 32 would be doubly expensive, almost maybe triple the amount of a Blu-ray. One Blu-ray in production, double to triple the amount. I'm not really sure. Either way, now to up to a 64, I don't know. I don't know the solution. There is no solution, really. Not right now, at least. Not that I can think of. Hopefully, just some devs bite the bullet and just put the game on there, but I'm actually a little worried for like Rune Factory. Like, are people gonna actually buy that at $70 for a 64 gigabyte cartridge? I mean, I don't know. So I hope it does well, and I hope that people that are cartridge and all that, you know, physical first, like myself, I hope you guys actually support that. But that just seems a lot for Rune Factory, right? But that's the price that they got to jump it up to in order to, you know, because they are doing it on a 64 gigabyte cartridge, you know. So it is what it is. Let's see here. OJ, my take on it is rather simple one. If you can't afford big, don't ask big. 4K, 120 frames, HDR, 2 active cooling channels. Yeah, costs a ton of money, resources. Yeah, it's not cheap, man. It's not cheap. Like I said, nothing's getting cheaper. I agree on that one, bro. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm getting Rune Factory. Never bought one before. Yeah. A 64 cart kind of seems worth it when you consider Switch 2 games don't need to be installed. You're essentially buying an extra 64 gigabyte space. Yeah, it seems like that, but not all developers are going to agree with that, with the pricing in terms of the profit margin and stuff like that. So some developers will. Cyberpunk did it. They did it with the Switch 1, so I'm glad. But a lot of developers will not. A lot of them will just be like, we're gonna wait. That's too much. Especially for like old games, right, coming over. We also need to see the situation with, like, we don't know the cartridge sizes. Like, there's been some rumors about cartridge sizes. We got to actually open those babies up and see like what Mario Kart's on or see what Donkey Kong's on. So we got to see what are the sizes available. Will the new Switch have Battletoads? Battletoads is a first-party Microsoft game. So if Microsoft wants to put Battletoads on Switch 2, they'll put it. But I doubt it. Hey, what's up? Just another artist. You seen the vid from the girl in Japan that played Tamagotchi Plaza? Able to use the Joy-Con mouse to protect her hand so you can throw a shuriken? No, I didn't see that. How about we ask CD Projekt Red, how do they afford a 64 gigabyte cartridge? How do they afford a 64 gigabyte cartridge? I don't know. Maybe because Cyberpunk sold like 30 million units or something, like 20 million units or something crazy. Maybe that's why. So yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, Mike. Financial benefits. How about just having fun? I'm here to have fun. I'm here to play games and have fun as well. Let's see here. Bravely Default should have been on Switch. Then maybe downloadable update for Switch 2 Best of Both Worlds. Yeah, I'm wondering about that because they did kind of tease it for Switch 1. So I'm not sure why it's only on Switch 2. I'm not sure why that's not a Switch 1 game like with an upgrade, right? Like I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see here. They already gave us physicals of Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. Now, Rido. Well, Rido, it's not. It's a game key card. Hope Diddy is playable the new DK game. We'll see. How much more needed companies like limited run games and I am 8-bit gonna be in regards? It's gonna be more expensive. Like if those companies do cartridges, it's definitely gonna be pricier because the cartridges are higher quality and the sizes are just gonna be bigger. So yeah, I expect that they are gonna get involved. Like I think that right now, actively, I'm pretty sure Sega and all these companies actively are talking to limited run games and actively talking to I am 8-bit and other places to supply physical games, but it's just about hammering out the details. But I'm almost positive that eventually we're gonna see developers, you know, use these companies for actual physical games, just like we saw with the Switch 1. I mean, so I think it's gonna happen. Let's see here. You see my comment I mentioned? Yeah, I saw your comment, Sean. I'm glad that you got a new TV, man. Good stuff. Hey, what's up, Flydius? Welcome to the stream. Cyber Taurus with the $10 JoJo.
I'm
Hey,
here
yo.
to have fun and play games too.
Yes,
Been
sir.
playing Claire Obscure, but I'm paying attention to the stream. 2 Tears of Joy. Also, my dodge and parry are getting way better biceps.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, the dodge and parry, it's so funny. You think that you do good, then you fight another enemy and you get absolutely wrecked. Then you get absolutely bodied. But I'm in this one area, and I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I'm in this one area, and like I'm just working on my parries with some of these enemies. And yeah, my parries are getting a lot better. It just takes practice. I still suck, though. I don't think I'm very good. I still am not good enough. Like, I want to be able to parry everything, no problem, no questions asked, every single battle, just body everything. And I am nowhere near that level. I'm not like God tier level where I can just sit there and parry everything every single time, no matter what, and it's super easy, you know. So I want to get to that. I want to get to that one. So yeah. Let's see. So RGT said in his recent video that he said doesn't think YouTubers are spreading misinformation with malicious intent, like what Nintendo Prime said. It's confusing people. Thoughts? I didn't see exactly what he said in terms of it. He doesn't think people are spreading it with malicious intent. I mean, that's subjective. It doesn't really matter what I think, if I think that he thinks that or not. YouTubers aren't spreading it with malicious intent. I mean, what recently with the whole Nintendo Switch stuff with the whole Mario Kart outrage with Ghost, that was malicious. That was spread by hardcore Sony fans that, listen, intent is one thing, but if you refuse to do research in order because you have a favorite company and you refuse to do research and just post something, that is malicious in my opinion. Now, some people don't think of that as malicious, but in my opinion, if you're a big content creator and people rely on you for reporting and you don't actually research the topic, but you just do it just to post it, and then you leave it up when you know it's wrong and everyone's telling you it's wrong, it then therefore becomes malicious. Now, when you're wrong about something, the best thing to do is say, you know what, my bad, I was wrong, and delete the article, delete the vid, delete the post, or at least put an addendum. Like, okay, guys, I hear what you guys are saying. I'm wrong on this. It's not actually that. None of these guys did that. There is no post that says, oh, I was wrong about that. When, like, even on Mr. P.O.'s post or on Hunter's post or on Push Square's post or on any, like, nobody's actually saying, oh, okay, hold up, it's not actually real. So in my opinion, if you know that it's fake, which they've been told that it's fake, the comment section were blasting them. I ratioed Push Square and there is no response. That is malicious. You can't sit there and say that that's not malicious when there is literally people telling you these guys are just PlayStation fans. This is not real. And then they just leave it up. No, that's malicious. So, I mean, if that's what RGT said and it's not these guys with that specific topic, I'm going to disagree and say it is malicious because they did not delete it or put a note saying, hey guys, I heard you. These guys seem to be PlayStation people. It's not really anything like that, you know? They're not doing, they're just leaving it. I'm sorry, that's malicious. That's spreading misinformation and leaving that misinformation up. That I disagree. So if they truly didn't know, I can forgive that. I can say it's not malicious, but people told them and they just left it. it now becomes malicious, in my opinion, because you left it up. You should have deleted it. You should have deleted the art, or you should have at least, at the bare minimum, put like, okay, guys, a lot of you guys said that, you know, these guys are PlayStation fans. I looked into it more, and yeah, there's not really much of it, right? But none of them did that because it was a clickbaity, it was a rage bait, they were trolling, or it was somewhat malicious. It was somewhat like, you know, like it was somewhat malicious. So if we're talking about that particular topic, then I would say I disagree. Now, I didn't watch the video, so I don't know what other topics he covered, but that topic was malicious, yes. And it's malicious not because they posted it at first, it's malicious because they were told that it was wrong and it was fake, and these guys are hardcore PlayStation fans, and they left it up. On top of that, if Mr. Pio even looked at it, one of the guys, like, worships Mr. Pio, the Kells guy. He's, like, in love with him. He posts on his content all the time. And Mr. Pio did not check to see that guy. If he would have saw, and that was the guy that was quote tweeted, or that was quoted in some of these articles. He was put as one of the evidence of Nintendo fans. So to me, it's a lack of research, and on top of that, leaving it alone and just muting the thread and running away. You know, that's malicious in my opinion. So yeah. The Switch 2 is the best route Nintendo could have taken. What a lot of these jive jokers fail to realize, radically different console would have been a Russian roulette. Yeah, I mean, I don't think people are mad that it's the same type of console. I don't think that. The truth is in the middle. YouTubers are spreading misinformation with malicious intent, but at the same time, Nintendo's confusing people. Like they even made a mistake on Nintendo Today. I don't know what mistake they made on Nintendo Today, but I don't know if Nintendo's confusing people. I think mainly it's people taking things and running with it. I don't think so, because nobody was confused when they watched the direct. It was people that started talking about it afterwards. So I don't know about that, but yeah. So Penguin Zero's video is malicious. I didn't watch Penguin Zero's video, and I don't know what he talked about, Link. So you want to summarize it for me? Let me know what he said. There's a YouTuber that literally said Nintendo is demonic because of Mario Kart being 80. I'm not kidding. Yeah. Some people go a little bit overboard. Let's see. I hear Right Now is physical on Switch, but the game key on Switch 2, so maybe I'll buy Switch 1 physical version. The problem with that is that there's no upgrade. So that's the problem. Like, I wish that if they're even going to do game key cards, okay, but at least do a Switch 1 upgrade then, if that's the case. So yeah, this is a sock account too as well. So we're gonna go ahead and hit you with the ban. We're gonna hit you with the ban. Thanks for coming out to the stream, though. I appreciate you coming out with the sock account. Remember, every time you come back with a sock account, guys, I get another unique view, and it improves my my sponsorship numbers. I actually just got a new sponsorship that I'm gonna announce soon. When it comes to a game, so I appreciate all of you guys. Whenever I do my packages that I send to these companies that want to sponsor the channel for like a game and all that, all of you guys unique viewers that come here with sock accounts really help me out. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. Keep on making the sock accounts and keep on coming back here, because I got a sweet deal coming up with Sea of Stars. Thank you, and I appreciate the Sea of Stars team. I got a nice deal, and a lot of you guys like to come with the sock accounts, so I appreciate that. Really helped out. I actually got a little bit more than I got last time, so good stuff, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see here. And I'm not joking when I say that. Literally, sock accounts actually help the channel with unique viewers, so appreciate you guys coming back. Let's see here. What is the supposed mistake on Nintendo Today? I don't know. Minato Mario, like Nintendo showed the Switch 2 grip on Nintendo Today, but they called it the charging grip on both English and Japan app. Prime talked about it, and he's pissed. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Let's see here. OJ's now trolling the trolls. You can't troll a troll. You can't bully a bully. That's one thing that I've said over and over. Dash, relax. We heard you, man. We've heard you. You've complained about the game key cards for like weeks now. Since it was like, we heard you, man. We all heard you, okay? Going on tirades every single day isn't going to help your situation. Just buy the ones that are physical, that's on, and don't buy the ones, and just move on, man. But I think that you're mentally, I've seen you on Twitter too, like you're going nuts on this. Just move on, man. It's okay. Don't buy them and move on, but going on tirades every day isn't going to help you, bro. Just don't buy it and move on. Just don't buy it and move on. But like, you're like, it's been like weeks now, man. I think you got to just put it behind you, you know? Take a deep breath. Exactly. Take a deep breath and just move on. Just don't buy it and move on, man. Let's see here. But I mean, it's been like almost a month now that you've been doing this, like literally going on tirades every single day. Like just breathe in, breathe out. Buy your games, play the ones that you want, man. You'll be okay. All right, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Jumped on the bandwagon about price and constantly putting out vids and how he hates Nintendo while keeping those videos up to this day. That's okay. People are about to say that if they don't like Nintendo, they don't like Nintendo. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I didn't watch the vids. Shout out to Chartar with the $2. It says, so does Dustbloods have a campaign or what? We don't know. It's a PvPvE game for right now. There might be something, but for right now, it looks like it's online. So we'll see once we get closer to launch. But I think it's a multiplayer game. Shout out to Chartar though. Thank you for the $2. We gotta wait though. There's really not a ton of information on there. Let's see here. There was an old news piece a few weeks ago. Nintendo Today app is going through Ringer on the Gap. Does nice insight on core Nintendo series like Xenoblade. Okay, yeah, cool. Shout outs. Oh my goodness, we actually hearing the same complaints every week. Yeah, it's every day. Like we've all agreed. We've all made videos. We've all said it's not good. Like I said, just don't buy it. At this point, just don't buy it. But like I said, for a month now, 2 months going on tirades on Twitter and on here, that's not going to help. That's not going to make you feel any better. We all hear you. We all hear you. We all agree. We like it to be physical. But once again, like if you're going to all stream, just go on tirades, like that's not going to help you. That's not going to help your mental health. That's not going to help you. So if I were you, I would just relax, you know, and just like I said, buy the ones that are physical and just move on. Like move on, do what you got to do. Buy it on PlayStation or Xbox, get the physical ones that are physical, and just, you know, like I said, keep it moving. But yeah, like it's been how many months now? It's been a month and more than a month and a half that we've known about this. So yeah, and it's been like almost every day, you know. So yeah. Let's see here. I won't mind Oblivion on GameCube card. I hope it's physical though. Oblivion. Yeah, that'd probably just be like a digital. That might even just be like a code in a box or digital only. Did Paul Tassi retract this statement on price? I don't know what Paul Tassi said on price. I don't know what he said. I don't know why. I think he blocked me because I don't get his posts anymore. I'm pretty sure I follow him and I do not see his posts, so he might have blocked me. But I don't think he did though, because I didn't say anything to him. eShop is red down after a new update. Red down after a new update. Why? I bought all the physical except 1 and 2, 1 or 2 on Switch 1, but Switch 2 I think I'll go all digital. I can get cheaper vouchers on lower cost. I find it sad here in Canada. Prices are crazy. Yeah, the prices are crazy high in Canada. I mean, Oblivion is what is Oblivion? Let me just check the Oblivion. I think it's like 120 gigabytes. Oblivion file size. Yeah, it's 120 gigabytes. Do you guys actually think that there's going to be a physical cartridge for that? Like, even... Do you guys actually think that there's going to be a physical cartridge for Oblivion? Like, I'm not going to buy it unless it's physical. You really think that there's going to be a freaking 120 gigabyte cartridge for that? It's not... You guys aren't being realistic here. Hey, shout outs to Bad Set. What's up, brother? Welcome. Let's see here. They got Skyrim on a cart. Do you guys understand how much smaller Skyrim is than Oblivion? Skyrim is nowhere near 120 gigabytes. Skyrim on Switch 1, well, Skyrim on Switch 1 is like 16 gigabytes, I think. It's less than that. This game is literally 10 times bigger than Skyrim in terms of the file size. Skyrim is like 15 gigabytes. That's not a good comparison. Shout outs to Derek Bailey. Thank you for the subscription, man. I appreciate it. But I mean, I would love to see Oblivion somehow compressed to Oblivion remastered somehow compressed to 16 gigabytes. I think it would look like it would be like 180p, and it would run, and like the audio quality would sound like freaking the Genesis or something like that. What's up, Dick93? New update for Switch that adds virtual card feature support for game share aspect necessary for Switch 2. Okay, yeah, that update. Oh yeah, but that update was supposed to be going live sometime this week. Okay, that's pretty cool. Maybe we'll check it out. Bro, you heard what Josie said? She said a man tripling down on Mario Kart. $90. How's not spreading misinformation with malicious intent? Well, that guy's not a content creator, is he? So that's not the same thing that we're talking about here. So yeah. Yeah, this is Metal Gear. Theme is Solid Snake. Metal Gear Solid. I'm good on Oblivion. I'm not playing it, but I know it's good though. People have talked about how good the game is. Okay, yeah. Switch up firmware update 20. Virtual game card share system transfer, and then transfer the Switch 2 as well. Okay, cool. That's the most features that they've added in a long time, bro. So these young whippersnappers, OJ, have heard of a job. Listen, I'm not gonna do that, Enigma. I'm not gonna do that, man. Listen, stuff is expensive. Inflation is hitting. Hit that like button though. Speaking of hitting, hit that like button. But I mean, I see what you're saying though, Enigma. Hit that like button, guys. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming. I doubt they would fit Oblivion on Switch 2 cart, but I think they'd put on digital and possibly. It's not even. I doubt they would not, guys. It's 120 gigabytes. They would not fit that on a cart. Let's be real here. Some of you guys aren't being realistic. They would not fit 120 gigabytes on a 64 gigabyte card. The quality of the game would be absolutely shot. The audio would be way worse. The graphics would be way worse. It can't cut the game in half. That's insane. The whole point of the Switch 2 is to get games that look and sound quality-wise similar to what you'd expect on Xbox and PlayStation. It's not to nuke the textures and nuke the resolution and nuke everything down to like a Switch 1 level. So they're not going to be doing that with a lot of games. Like Switch 1, they did that, where they would just say, hey, you know what? We're going to lower the resolution down to, 540p or something like that. We're going to lower the audio quality. We're going to completely strip things of, the quality so we can fit it on a 16 gigabyte cartridge, or we can just fit it on the Switch itself, right? File size wise. But they're not going to, obviously they're not doing that with Switch 2. They're making the games, trying to have more parity with the side, like with the quality of the game. I mean, obviously it's not going to be as high as quality like every single game, but like look at Street Fighter, right? Look at Split Fiction. Look at a lot of the games. They want it to be more similar in terms of the look and the texture quality and like the audio quality. So yeah. Let's see. Aren't Switch 2 file sizes smaller though? No, they're not. No, they're not. They're actually not. Split Fiction is 71 gigabytes on Switch 2, so not really. Split Fiction PS5 file size. It is about 79 gigabytes on PS5. So a little bit smaller, but not really. Not really. Split Fiction, or how about let's go with the Xbox file size. On Xbox, the PC it's 85 gigabytes. PlayStation 5 it's 79. So the file size, it's smaller, but not by much. Xbox seems around 80 gigabytes in file size, so it's close. Let's see here. I'm a firm believer in picking my battles. I'm not going to cry about something Call of Duty GTA 6 game card. Alright, well, we'll see. The sensible thing to do is point just another hobby. They're treating it as if it's a civil rights issue. That's the thing that I think is kind of like crazy. Some people are treating it as like life or death, and like it's been how many months now? Like, and they're complaining about the same thing. Like I said, you got to vote with your wallet. Don't buy it. Move on. But some people are definitely having, like I said, like mini meltdowns on both sides. We've seen it when it comes to people, the skeptics, right? A lot of the skeptics, they're having, they're like in a, like I said, in a weird cope phase at this point. Somebody said that Angry Joe said that they only had 15. They only sold their artificial scarcity with Switch 2, which is just, that's just cope right there, right? Like that's not logical overall. So, let's see. CD Projekt Red had to do something special to compress to get that 64 gigabyte. Probably cost development time. No. Oh, definitely. They said that they struggled with memory limits, but they were able to get it. Yeah, it was tough for sure. If anybody's not being cheap, it's not EA. The Split Fiction 71 gigabytes, so it's over the 64 gigabytes of the cartridge space. So they're not the ones being cheap. It's probably Square Enix. They are, because like Bravely Default or even like Sega. I mean, some people said with Sega, like the Yakuza game, that's 50 gigabytes on Switch 2. So EA's not the one being cheap. They have a 71 gigabyte game that is over the file size limit for the 64 gigabyte cartridges. So it's not them. It's other people. Let's see here. Game key, no. That's the game keys don't cost anything, so I just think that they didn't care, because the game keys are, I mean, literally, like, I guess you can offer a game key, that's true, but I mean, like, out of anything, like, they're the ones who, in my opinion, aren't, because they have a 71 gigabyte game. Sure, you can offer a game key, right? 71 gigabyte game, offer a game key, sure. But there's worse offenders than that, in my opinion. I would just buy Split Fiction digital. Like, I wouldn't even waste the time with the code in the box. Just buy the game digital and move on, you know? Let's see, how much RAM does the Switch 2 have? It's rumored to have, I think, 10 gigabytes of RAM. I'm not 100% sure, though. Let's see. Exactly. Puyo Puyo is 4 gigabytes, and it's on a game key card. So yeah. 12 gigabytes of RAM. Okay. I thought it was 10, but if it's... Oh my gosh, my wife being silly. But it's 12. Okay, 12 gigabytes. Rumors have it at 12 gigabytes of RAM. I thought it was 10, but okay, 12. 12 gigabytes of RAM. Let me double check. Let me see what the rumors are saying. $12 gigabytes, yeah. Yeah, 12. They're saying 12 gigabytes. 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM. Yeah, 12 gigabytes. 12. I'm thinking this one's actually correct, because everyone is pointing to this specifications of the teardown, and the teardown says 12. Yeah, the T239 chip, ARM Cortex A7 8C CPU, NVIDIA 239 Ampere GPU with 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM. So yeah, it's definitely that. All right. I think 12 gigabytes is, it's solid for a console as well. PS5 Pro, I mean, most people don't have PS5 Pros. Most people have a base PS5, you know, so base PS5 is good for home console play too. Or a lot of people have a Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S. Those don't have 18 gigabytes or whatever. So it's 12 is good for a base console right now as well. Like, you can get good texture quality, you can get good resolution and stuff like that. So it's fine. I think Steam Deck has what, 16 gigabytes of RAM. So and that's more of a portable handheld than the Switch 2 is. So yeah. Yeah, PS5 has 16, but Xbox Series S has, I think has 10, right? So it has more than the Xbox Series S, and that's a stationary console. So 12 is good for a console. Everything doesn't have to be, the Switch 2 is not trying to be as powerful as the PS5, and it doesn't need to be. Switch 1 didn't need to be as powerful as the PS4 or the PS5, and it did really well. So it doesn't really have to, and you can get console games on there. So you don't need 16 gigabytes of RAM to get console quality games, just like you don't need 32 gigabytes of RAM to get games, right? Like, PCs have 32 gigabytes of RAM, have way more than PS5 and PS5 Pro, way more than those. The gap between the Switch 2 and the PS5 is lower between the gap between a 32 gigabyte PC and PS5, and PS5 still gets console games, right? So yeah. Steam Deck wishes it has, Switch 2 has, wishes. Excuse my language, but man, Nintendo really bombed with this console. 4 gigabytes of RAM, whopping 12 gigabytes of RAM. Well, I mean, that makes sense that they would about triple it. That makes about sense, like, right? That they should triple the RAM count. The Switch 1, the Wii U, I think had 2 gigabytes of RAM. So then they doubled it to 4. Then now they tripled it to 12. So it's the progression of things. But yeah, as you go up, obviously it gets better and better. I mean, the Wii U was, no, that was too low. They probably should have went with 4 in the Wii U. Switch, they did the best that they could with what they could do at the time and the pricing. But the Switch 2, obviously, they needed to get a higher amount. They didn't need Capcom to tell them this time, I think. Or at least we don't know if they needed Capcom to tell them. Maybe Capcom needed to tell them, hey, you know, put more. Put more RAM in the system. Maybe they had like 8. And then Capcom was like, Nintendo, not again, please. Like, all right, 12. Let's see. Did you see the new Switch 1 UI update? It's so ugly now. No, I didn't see the Switch 1 UI update, but nobody ever likes the UI for the Switch 1, so I don't think it really matters at this point. Everything about Switch 2 is glorious. Paradox. All the leaks about it wonderfully came true. Not all the leaks. Some of them did, though. Not all of them, but some of them did. Wii U was 2 GameCubes duct taped together. 2 GameCubes. More than 2 GameCubes. More than 2 GameCubes. How do you not know this music? This is Gerudo Valley, my man. Gerudo Valley. Why are we still giving PS5 so much credit when Xbox Series X is much more powerful spec-wise? Well, Xbox Series X isn't much more powerful specs-wise. And, yeah, it's not much more powerful specs-wise. It's more powerful. But the problem, Dr. Blue, is that developers, they don't use the Xbox Series X as the lead platform. They use the PS5 as the lead platform. So therefore, that power difference, which is not that big, it is more Xbox Series X is more powerful, but it's negligible. It's not enough to make a difference when it comes to lead platform. Now, if the Xbox Series X was the lead platform for a lot of these third-party games, you'll probably see a little bit of a difference, more of a difference within the games, but that's not happening. They're making it on the PS5, and then they're saying, okay, then we put on everything else. So, so I hope the themes rumor is true so people can shut up about them. As soon as we get themes on the Switch 2, people are just going to complain about something else. So it's just going to move to the next thing. Like, it's just going to be like the eShop music or something else like that. So it never ends. So yeah. And the SSD in the base PS5 is faster. Yeah, the SSD, it does have faster, I think, like the read speed, right, or whatever. I don't know what you're talking about, Big Air. I hope they drop the DS on the Nintendo Online using the paired Switch for a touchscreen. That'd be incredibly ghetto. New Switch firmware tool to transfer Switch 2 if you traded. Yeah, we went over that. Well, we didn't go over, but we know that the update. People talk about the update, so yeah, it's cool. Download the update. I'm gonna download it right now. Where's my Switch 1 at? Where's it at? Give me a second. I'll download it. Sorry. All right, got my Switch 1. I'll download the update since you guys keep on talking about it. Then we can look at the update. I don't have my Switch 1 connected. That's okay. I can connect my Switch 1. Then we can look at the update. We can look at the update here. The Great Wall, you lost your job, The Great Wall? I'm sorry to hear about that, man. I'm fine with that. Just tired of the themes discussion. Yeah. The themes discussion is it's a discussion. Oh, what the? Right, hold on. Let me save Xenoblade X. Just playing a ton of Xenoblade X. Game saved. All right, cool. So I got my Switch OLED with the Satisfy grip right now. I've been playing a ton of Xenoblade X. Any idea if Satisfy will make a grip case for Switch 2? They already do, and they're already shipping them out, I think. Yeah, they already do. Go on the Satisfy website. They've been available for a while now for pre-order, and you can start purchasing them. Yeah. Surprise firing at lunchtime. Yeah, surprise firing at lunchtime today. It was definitely a shock. You got fired at lunchtime? What happened? Was it just a layoff or what? This is not a briefcase. This is a satisfied grip. Or it's a satisfied case. It's not a briefcase. Satisfied case, bro. All right, let me download this. Satisfy, guys. Satisfy. The highest what's it called? This Satisfy thing? It's called I forgot what it's called. I don't know what that is either. Anyway, I forgot what type of, it's like the nicest one for Switch 1. I forgot what it's called though. Alright, let's download this update. Just cost cutting at the company. God has something better for me. How I'm taking it, yeah, man, for real. Shout out, sorry to hear about that, The Great Wall, man. That sucks, dude. That always sucks. Yeah, I'm getting laid off on May 10th. I'm getting laid off in May. 10 years with the company. Damn, Zero, you're getting laid off too? Goodness gracious, man. This is crazy. I'm sorry to hear about people getting laid off, dude. Yeah, I think it's the Zen Grip. The Zen Grip Ronin. There we go. It's on there. The Zen Grip Ronin. Zen Grip. Satisfy Zen Grip Ronin. Get the Ronin. Rurouni Kenshin. It's not sponsored. It's not sponsored. It's rough in these streets. Silver Linings, they gave me a nice severance package. Okay, yeah, at least you got a nice severance package that you know keeps you on your feet for a while, keeps you going until you can find something else. Yeah, there's a lot of layoffs going on. Like EA talked about, they're laying off people at Respawn, like they're canceling like a Titanfall project or something like that. So EA just had hundreds of layoffs as well. Shout outs to Adroxus. Thank you for the 20 months of membership. And also, Amp Gib, thank you for the subscription. Derek Bailey, thank you guys. Shout outs. Would you buy an MS Claw? Why the hell would I buy something that, why the hell would I buy an MS Claw? That thing's stupid. Doesn't make any sense to me. It's just another PC handheld. Like, it's not stupid if you guys want to buy it. Like, if you like MS Claw, but it's just a power-sucking PC handheld. I don't like PC handhelds. I've been having nightmares of banana people. If I buy another PC handheld and I don't like it, I've been having nightmares of PC weirdos and banana and like, you know, mentally challenged banana people running after me for simply not liking something as much as they do, you know? So I don't know if I'll ever buy another PC handheld. Let's see here. Zen Grip from Satisfy is the best Switch grip, period. Yeah. Can you see my comments? I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. What's good, man? How you doing today? You didn't miss anything so far. Yeah, you can put this Switch into the dock without taking off the grip. Which my old one I couldn't do that, but this one you can just boom, you can just put it right there in the dock, which is pretty cool. The grip is very comfortable. It actually makes using the Switch way more comfortable in handheld if you want to use the Joy-Cons. I don't like replacing the Joy-Cons because I like HD Rumble. I'm a fan of HD Rumble, and HD Rumble works best with the Joy-Cons. So I don't like removing the HD Rumble feature, and I don't like regular standard Rumble. So for me, I like having a grip instead of having like just you know, replacing the Joy-Cons. I've heard people talk about the D-brand kill switch. People are saying that there's more powerful PC handhelds yet they don't consider the cost, battery life, and the optimization. Well, we already know there's more powerful PC handhelds out there. But the problem, once again, I'll say this once and I'll say it again. The problem with PC handhelds for a lot of people is that they don't make exclusive games built for the system. The PC handhelds are simply just little mini PCs, right? Little PCs that you can take anywhere. And sometimes the games can run really good on there. Sometimes you need to tinker with it. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it's optimized. Like, it's going to tell you, right? If it's Steam Deck, it's going to tell you optimized or great on Steam Deck. Sometimes it's not true, though. The tests aren't great. But either way, that's regardless of the point. But the problem that I have, once again, is that there's nothing specifically built for it. There's not the exclusives that are built for it. And there's a lot of updates and tinkering with it. Now, once again, that's great for some people. But for me, it just didn't work. And I'll say this once, I'll say it again, and I'll say it a million times. Just on my Steam Deck OLED, Power did not work for me. So that was kind of like almost, I wouldn't say the final straw, but one of the final straws. But once again, I wasn't using it. One of the big things, though, the reason why, for me, is that I was holding on to that PC handheld, Steam Deck OLED, because I thought maybe the Switch 2 wouldn't get like some big third-party games that I might be interested in, you know, or whatever. But it definitely seems like Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? Like, that's a game that definitely I'm interested in, or like the next Dragon Quest or whatever. And I was thinking, well, what if the Switch 2 isn't, you know, powerful enough? What if Nintendo doesn't have that type of stuff? Because that's the reason why I bought the Steam Deck, was because there are games like Persona 3 Reload and other titles like Power World that I wanted to play portably that weren't coming to Switch 1. So I was like, okay, well, I can still play my Switch 1 for Nintendo first-party games. And then if something doesn't come out, you know, on Switch 1, or if it's not good on Switch 1, I can play it on my Steam Deck, you know? And that was like the plan for a bit, but you know, it didn't quite work out the way that I wanted it to work out, you know? So, and I like just using the system wasn't for me. Still a good system though. Still a good system. Still not bad. But for me, that experience with the Steam Deck is just something that I don't want to replicate. So there's no point in me buying a new PC handheld. But if you guys want to get one, have at it. If you want to get the MSI Claw, if you want to get the Steam Deck OLED, if you want to get, you know, the whatever else, there's Lenovo Legion Go. There's so many different ones that you can buy. And you can have at it there. But it's just not for me. I'm not a weirdo. So I'm not gonna sit here and say don't enjoy something that you might enjoy. I'm not weird, and you know I don't have to sit here and play make believe with you guys and sit here and hoop and holler and rant and rave about stupidity about what I like compared to what somebody else might like. I don't got to do that. I'm an adult, so you guys can get whatever you want, you know. But for me, it's just not for me, you know. So yeah. Let's see here. Shout outs though. What's up, Deli? It says made a course about it. Need to use my 10 plus years of HR experience to love video games for something. Hey, there you go, man. Definitely apply. Check out the eShop. It's red now. All right, let's do it. Switch 2 for me. Okay, use the Steam Deck. Okay. Switch 2 for you. Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. Everybody get what they want to be happy. Did they change the color of the news icon? Did they change the color of the icons? They changed the color of the... Oh, and the virtual game card. Yeah, they did. They added the game share. They added the game share, and I think they changed the color of the news. The news was red, wasn't it? They changed the color of the news icon. Hold up. Yeah, they changed the color of the news icon and the eShop icon. The eShop icon is no longer orange. It's red. It's like reddish. Yeah, it's like reddish on both sides. Oh, the server's undergoing maintenance. Okay. So right now it's undergoing maintenance, so I can't go on the eShop right now. I can check the news page. The news page still looks the same though. They didn't really change anything from the news page. Let's see the Switch. Is the Switch Online going maintenance too? Okay, the Switch Online's working. Yeah, they did add the virtual game cards, yeah. They did add, yeah, the, what's it called? The Switch Online still is the same in terms of things. So yeah, the Switch Online is still the same in terms of stuff. How that works, like the whole, you know, like the Switch Online experience, like read the little icon. But yeah, outside of that, it's pretty much the same. But let me see the game share. I'm gonna click on game share, and then we're gonna see the. Okay, so when you click on game share, all right, hold up. Let me just do this. Let me see if I can actually do this real quick. Hold up. I'm gonna see if I can put in my capture card so you guys can see it yourselves. But I forgot which one. Uh-oh. So I forgot which one is my one for the Nintendo Switch. For the Nintendo Switch one, I forgot which one of these is it. Oh, never mind. I found it. Let's go. I found it. I found it, boys and girls. Because I had my PS5 plugged in to capture clear obscure footage. Okay, cool. So I had to take off my my Switch 1, but now I've got it back here. Okay, here we go. So let's take a look, shall we? Hold up. I'm supposed to be a professional streamer. I don't know where my what's it called? I don't know where my whatever is. Okay, yeah, that one's not the one that I wanted to go to. That's what I'm saying. I forgot which one that I use for my regular. Okay, yeah, we can do this one. We can do this one. Okay. So, oh, but then there's no chat. Where's the one that I have normal? Yeah, it's not that one. I don't know where's the one that I usually have for like my stuff. I don't know where. Okay, I think it's this one. Okay, but that was the one that we used for the Donkey Kong thing. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I do not know where my one that I usually use is, my normal setting, because I haven't used it in a while. So I'm sorry about that. Anyway, because I don't know the one, like the one with my what's it called, with my chat on screen. So yeah. Anyway, all right, I'll just pick one. All right, we'll just do that for right now. Okay, so it says join about game share. So nearby Nintendo Switch 2 users can share compatible software and you can play together using game share. Okay, nearby. All right, okay, the chat goes up there. Have the person with the compatible software do the following on their Switch 2. Switch 2 mentioned on Switch 1. Go to home menu, start the game, start a game share session from within the game. Okay, so that's how it works. Join game share, so you can look and then you just join, then somebody will put out their game or whatever, then you can do that. So you can play Switch 2 games on Switch 1 using game share. Yeah, they told you that in the direct. They actually even show, I think they even showed a Switch 1. They showed like, hey, look, this can even go to Switch 1. How to join a game share session. Okay. Search again. Let's just search. There's no game share available. I'm gonna. What if Miyamoto popped up? Game share with Miyamoto. Yeah. Miyamoto's gonna game share with me. Okay. So yeah, they changed the icons. But yeah, I can't go on the eShop right now. But the news icon was definitely like red. I can't wait for this to never happen again. I can't wait for this just to be gone. I can't wait. I hope I never see this again. I hope I never freaking see this ever again. This right here, I never want to see this again. All right, let's see here. Okay, yeah, the virtual game cards. So let's see here, virtual game cards. All right, you can see the virtual game cards on this screen. Purchase downloadable games will appear here. Select virtual game cards to load on the system. Once loaded, the game's icon will be added to the home menu and you'll be able to play it. Okay. All right, so boom. Here's Xenoblade Chronicles X. Load on other system. Lend to family group options. Eject from this system. So they essentially make it like a whole freaking, like a real game, like a physical game, but it's not. Hide, you can hide it, you can close, view details. Okay. OJ Switch OLED model. You can go to the eShop from there and like look. Okay, information on there. Load to other, lend to family group member. So okay. So you can lend virtual game cards out to members of the family group with family group your Nintendo account is in for up to 14 days at a time. Okay, so the 14 days, it goes back 14 days again if you want. Select user to lend to, view details. All right, so virtual game cards can be lent to family group members after bringing two systems close to each other or together and linking them. While lent out, software can be freely played on the borrowing user's system, and the lending user gives up access to the software temporarily. Virtual game cards can be borrowed for up to 14 days. Once the deadline is reached, the game card will be automatically returned. Lending users can also collect their virtual game cards from borrowers before the deadline arrives. Users can lend out one virtual game card per borrower, up to a total of 3 borrowers at a time, though no more than one can be borrowed using any given system. Okay, that makes sense. All right, select user to lend to, add to family group. Oh, you just use a QR code. Okay, that's cool. You just use a QR code and you can just add them in. All right, that's no problem. It's easy enough. Somebody lend me a game, please. I need someone to lend me some games. Load onto other system. There are no other systems the virtual game card can be loaded on. To load virtual game card on another system, that system will need to be linked with this system, okay? About linking systems. Open the home menu. Open the home menu on the system you want to link and go to virtual game cards and select load on this system, and on-screen guide will appear. Okay. All right. So yeah, this might be good. You know what this would be good for that I might have actually used this for? I might have actually used this for, like, one, I'm gonna use this for my nephew. He has a Switch Lite and all he has is Mario Kart. I'm definitely gonna lend him a ton of games so he can play. So I am gonna lend him some games. Like next time that he's here, I'm gonna say, yo, bring your Switch Lite, and I'm just gonna lend you a gang of games, and then the next time I'll see you, like, we can redo it or whatever, you know? So I'm definitely gonna do this with my nephew. But I probably would have done this before when I used to use different Switches. Like at one time I used to only have like a home dock Switch, and then like a Switch Lite that I take on the go with me, or like a separate Switch. I would have definitely done that, so I don't have to worry about connecting to the internet and doing like the verification by having your account and all that, which was a hassle when I went to Nigeria. So I would have definitely done that. So yeah, I would have used this before for sure. It says eject. Eject the virtual game. The save data will be kept, but load the virtual game card again to continue playing. Okay, got it. So it's basically like if it was a physical game, then you can just go there, boom, load it back in. Okay, that makes sense. 14 days isn't enough. Should be 30. I mean, it doesn't really matter, guys. If it's in close proximity, if they want to do, you can just give it right back to them after 14 days. So it doesn't really matter. Kaylin Injustice says this re-download makes this makes
re-download so much easier.
Yes, it makes it so much easier. It does make it easier. Come back and see me in 2 weeks. Come back and see me in 2 years, and I'll give you back your game. Give me back my virtual game. Let's see here. You can't taste virtual game cards. You can't taste virtual game cards. Does anybody want? Look at all my virtual games. I have 276. That's not even all the ones that's just. Is that like all the games that I have? Is that like everything? Okay, that might be everything I have. Okay, I actually thought I had more digital games. Like, so, okay, hold up. With the digital game that I know that I don't have downloaded on this system. So like this game, load on this system. But you'd have to, virtual game card has been loaded. You can play it. Okay, but then of course you have to download it. Right, but then, okay, and then yeah, it downloads. So yeah, it definitely makes the downloading process way, you don't gotta go on the eShop, then go through that damn thing, that whole that makes it way easier. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I do like this. This is actually gonna be, I'm telling you, I think people are gonna move over to digital. Nintendo, they're doing stupid stuff like, I don't like it at all. I don't like this at all. Wait a minute. This is gonna make people move over, like just say, man, I'm just gonna go digital. Nintendo, you gotta stop. They gotta stop doing stuff like this, bro. Shout outs to Justin with the $3. Deporter with the 2 says, hey man, lend some games too. Yeah, I gotta, you guys gotta lend me some games. Let's check out this. Let's explore this a little bit more. So hold up here. I'm still going physical too. I'm just saying, this is gonna make people just be like, well, wait a minute, I can lend it out just like a physical game. I can lend it out just like a physical game, and I still have all the benefits of a digital game. Like you, and it's alphabetized, right? Or no, it's from, it's not alphabetized. Oh, it's from date acquired, and you can filter it. What's quick load? Quick load. What does that mean? Eject all. Quick load are games that I don't have downloaded. Or, oh, you want to do multiple games at a time. Oh, that's what quick load means. You can sort or filter. You can filter by newest first, oldest acquired, title, publisher, loaded on this system, loaded on another system, not loaded on any system, software, download, oh, and the upgrade pack. You can, okay, so you can just filter by everything. So when the Switch 2 comes out, it'll be easy. So it's by date acquired. So it's by, by software. Okay. Is that the same thing? Date, okay, yeah, date acquired. This feature is half baked. You can only share locally. Game share you can share online. So with game share, if games support game share, you can share online, but you can't share this with other people like online. From what I remember, that was, I think they said that. They didn't, I don't think they ever said that you can share this online. I don't think that was ever the case. I think it was always game share. You can share your game online with other people, but this you can't. This was always a local thing from what I remember. I don't know if they said something different though. For family accounts, multiple switches, have 2 Switch consoles. This is way better. Yeah, I think there's you can use a QR code, right? So I think even if somebody is online, right, couldn't you use the QR code and share it with them? Because it says like there's like a QR code, like to add them to your family, whatever. So I think it actually might be able to do online, but I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. What was that QR code thing to where like you could add somebody in to your like family account thingy? So I'm not sure if it's only local, to be honest. I'm not sure. It might be, but I'm not sure. But I don't know 100%. So somebody help me out here. So it's like Steam where you can see all digital games even if they're not currently installed. I mean, is that what Steam's like? If that's what Steam's like, then yes. Yeah, because like this game's not installed, right? But it doesn't have a little thing. But Unicorn Overlord is, or maybe Princess Peach is. You can do online, but the first time has to be local. Okay, you can do online, but the first time has to be okay. It has to be local. Yeah, that still makes it tough for people though. OJ sharing only with family group. I'm not sharing with any. You guys have all the games that I have. I don't have anything that you guys don't have. Is the QR code can be used to add family members remotely, but setting up a lone virtual card, it has to be local. Okay, setting up family members remotely, but okay, gotcha. Too small. Switch 1 does not make the UI look ugly. Who said that earlier? Well, I think they said the eShop. They said I don't think they said the Switch UI. The UI is the same, so I think they said that. Let me get a hold of Mario Party. You want Mario Party Jamboree? So I gotta lend it to a family group member, but I can't do it online, so it don't matter. So it don't matter. It don't matter at all. It don't matter, bro. Yeah, I think some of these games, like if it's multiplayer, you're gonna be able to use the game share feature to where if you want to like lend like a copy or not lend but like share a multiplayer game. So yeah, but I don't remember them saying that this was online though. I don't remember. So obviously the Switch, it's the same. It's literally the same. It's the same UI. What? It's literally the same thing. All they did was add some more bubbles to it. That's all. It's the same thing. And they changed the color of the news. They changed the color of the news. They changed the color of the eShop. And then they just added a couple bubbles. They added 2 bubbles. Cyber Toast with the $5 dono.
You can borrow my copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm done with it, lol.
Are you done with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Okay, cool. I don't want to download. I don't want to download this game. I'm done downloading it. I'm good. So yeah. I don't want it on my home screen. I don't want it on my home screen. I don't want this. This is a physical copy though. I don't want this on my home screen either. No, I'm not. I'm not hyped for Alien Isolation 2. No, it's a good game. It's just not for me. It's a good game though. It's a good game. Shout outs though. Big love though. Only got like 10 virtual games. Share OJ. Only 10 virtual games. That's it. Big love though, guys. Thank you guys for the support that came through. Deported Sicilian, Justin, and Cyber Toast all with donos. While we did like the little game share thingy or whatever that was. So yeah, that's good. No, it's not bad. It's like I said. Maybe it's not like as fully featured. Like obviously to be able to do it online, that would be great. But I don't recall them saying that, so I didn't expect it. I guess. So yeah. It's all good though. It's all good. Let's see here. New DK icon. Let's go. Are you hyped for Metroid Prime 4? Yes, I'm looking forward to Metroid Prime 4. I'm assuming so people can't play a game for free by asking strangers online. I'm guessing that's what it is too, because like if you can just make it to where anybody can, you can just take the game, you can just give out your games to anybody. I think maybe that's what they're trying to stop doing. But yeah, it would be nice if they actually had that though. Like if they even made it small, like let's say they made the window only like 7 days or something like that for people that you don't know. Or maybe even like a 3-day rental or something like that. Let's see here. It's ugly. The green news icon looks too bright compared to the eShop. There's too many cluttered icons on the UI. They added 2. Like that, it's literally all they did was add 2. Like it looks exactly the same. They added 2. They added 2 more icons, and it's green. Oh well. Like that's not a big deal. It's a green. It's a green news thing. So what? It looks the same. They added 2 bubbles. Looks exactly the same. Let's see here. The screen is fine. People can put it's. They added. Like, they completely changed everything up. Like they rearranged it, and it looks. They changed the color of an icon, and they freaking added another. They added 2 bubbles. That's not a big overhaul or change. Let's see. I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. What's good, man? Welcome to the stream. I could not test the eShop because the eShop's down for maintenance, so I couldn't test the eShop because it's, at least for me, maybe it's on here. Justin with the $3.
Added Switch 2 system transfer in the settings.
Yes, system. I didn't want to press that though because I don't want there to be any potential problem. But yeah, they added it in the settings. Let me just look and see real quick. Yeah, system settings. And then they have the system transfer to Switch 2. So system transfer to Switch 2. You can press it. Let me just and then it'll tell you about the system transfer, which I will be doing the system transfer from this Switch to Switch 2. I will be doing that. So I think Sony wanted 1440p to not look bad after the Switch 2 release. I don't think it has anything to do with Switch 2. So family group is needed for sharing. Yes, family group is needed for sharing. Local family group is needed if you want to share. You can add, I guess, via QR code, but then you got to have it locally, and then from there you can add them locally. But then after that, you can do it just online after you've done that once. Apparently, that's what people told me in the chat. I don't know. I got to research it more. Hit the like button though, guys. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming. 400 plus peeps in there, around 400 or so. Thank you guys so much. Let's get into some of the other topics, though. I think it's time to kind of change course a little bit. I got some more topics to go over. Let's discuss themes. So apparently there's a big rumor going on that themes are going to come to Nintendo Switch 2, but I don't trust the source. I don't trust the source of the Switch 2 stock. I actually had him blocked for a bit, but I had to see what he said after Obi-Wan posted what he said, or Obi-Wan talked about it. So he's talked about how he's got some sources or internal, like how there's themes, and there's going to be a shop. There's going to be some that you can get through unlocking on My Nintendo or Nintendo Switch Online, which that's the only reason why that I reported on it today. I reported on it today because I do think that it's very possible because of the icons. Nintendo's done customizable icons. They've done voice chat interconnected now with the system. I think that themes are going to be something that Nintendo might look into and actually might do to where there will be a theme shop. The 3DS had one where there was a theme shop and there was free themes and there was paid themes and there was basic themes. I think that it's definitely possible. Now, I don't care about themes. I will say this once, I will say it twice, I'll say it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. I don't care about themes because I don't spend my day looking at a damn theme. When I want to play a game, I play a game. But yes, having some personalization is definitely a good thing. I just don't really spend a ton of time on the home menu for my system. So there's no point in being all up in arms about themes or not. Now, a phone is different, right? You look at your phone a lot more, probably going through things. It's a bit different with the UI with the phone. So I can get that. But my Switch, I'm not sitting there and staring at my UI for the Switch. You know, I'm looking to play a game. So, but I know it's different for some people. Some people like to have that level of personality. So that's why I think that it is possible. Because I think Nintendo probably won't lose the opportunity to charge people for that. That's something that they did on the 3DS. So it definitely seems possible that they can do that on the Nintendo Switch too. So that's the reason why I covered it. I covered it today. So yeah. But once again, it's a rumor. Don't take it as gospel or don't take it as 100% until we get confirmation from Nintendo. The source was whack. Even RGD called it out. Yeah, once again, I called it out in my own video. I still think that they could do themes though, and I gave you guys the reason why I said that they could do it. New Fire Emblem this year? Fire Emblem this year? Probably not. I don't plan on looking at the home screen for longer than 5 seconds. Not a big deal. Yeah. I just need to get to where I'm going. Says no. We need people to move on from themes, so we need it to be real. Yeah, I hope it's real, so I can put like a Super Smash Brothers theme and then call it a day. Because that's what I did before. I just put a Smash Brothers theme and called it a day. Um. Let's see here. You have a theme your stream though. I have a theme my stream though. Yeah, because you guys are going to be looking at my stream for a very long period of time. So I do have a theme, like in terms of like a green screen and something there. Yes, I do. But that's because you guys are looking at this, so it makes sense to have something calming, to have something nice. But with the you're not playing it, or it's not changing, you know. So you guys come here to look at, you know, what's going on, or watch, or hear, or whatever. So you have to have a theme. Let's see here. Retro Nintendo console things would be cool. That would be pretty cool. I agree. I'd probably put the Super Nintendo and then leave it. I'd put like the coolest one, whatever I can find. I'd put whatever the coolest one is and leave it. Leave it. To give you guys an example, I've had the Naruto, like, highest, I forgot what achievement it was, but it's like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, like Hokage Sage Mode Naruto. I've had that theme as my background theme for my Xbox series or my Xbox One and my Xbox series since Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm came out. Like since Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 came out. Like I've had that as my theme for like the Xbox 360 all the way through. That game came out like in like 2011. So I have not changed it. That is literally I've used the same theme for 14 years. And I think that game came out in 2011 or 2010. I forgot exactly what year it came out. But yeah, like it's been like that for 13, 14 years. Charge up with the $2 says, when do you think the next Animal Crossing is? I think they're gonna announce the next Animal Crossing maybe next year, at the end of next year, and it'll come out the year after. So give it about 2 to 3 years. Animal Crossing New Horizons came out in 2020. That was 3 years after the Switch came out. So I'm gonna guess around the same time period, 3 years after Switch 2 came out. That would give them about 8 years or so, right? 2020 to 2027. So about 7 years. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2027. So give them about 2 years. Give them about 2 years. So I think it might be announced at the end of next year, or maybe even the following year, and then for the next year. So 2020, I'm gonna guess like 2027 or 2028 for Animal Crossing. I know that they're working on it though. They didn't do a lot of DLC, so they got straight to work at the next Animal Crossing game. Because like they didn't just flood Animal Crossing New Horizons like with content. How do you update your Switch? I don't know how you don't know how to update your Switch at this point, Mr. Davis. You've had it for years. So look up a guide, I guess. So I'd rather get a proper activity log instead of the Kirby theme. Both would be great. Give me an activity log and give me Kirby theme. Sure. I won't lie, I miss my PS4 theme. I miss my PS4 themes, bro. I never changed my PS4 theme, and I didn't even know that you can change your PS4 theme. At least from what I remember. I changed the theme on my PS5, like the background of like Shin Megami Tensei 5, and I haven't changed it since then, since last year. So I didn't even know that you could on PS4. I don't think I ever changed my theme on PS4. All I did was I used the PS1 exclusive theme though. Was it the PS1 like boot up or whatever for PS5? But yeah. I think a new 3D Mario will come out this year. I don't know if a new 3D Mario is coming out this year, but I think it could be announced this year. It's the new anniversary, right? So I think that they could announce maybe something else for Mario for this year. Then they announce the new 3D Mario game, and it comes out next year. But we'll see. Does UI matters? A lot understood this, and it always made sure that what's an Uzi presentation was on point. Doesn't matter if you hardly see it. It should look top notch. I don't think Nintendo's ever had top notch UI in any of their systems. I wouldn't call the Wii channels top notch UI. I would not call the Wii U top notch UI. That UI was actually not great. And I definitely would not call the 3DS top notch UI. They're there. They're functional. The Wii U's was incredibly slow. Iwata actually had to apologize for the UI being slow and had to add things like the quick boot menu because people were complaining about the UI in terms of how it works. So, I mean, we don't need to bring up Iwata, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, he was a visionary, he did what he did, but stop trying to use his name to try to make it seem like you know what you're talking about because you don't. Because nobody ever said that Nintendo's UIs were top-notch and incredible. No, I've literally never heard anybody say that with any of their UIs. So, yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know. I don't know where that's coming from at all. But no, nobody ever said, "Oh my gosh, Nintendo's UIs are the best." That's not anything that I heard. Maybe we've got revisionist history, but I covered Nintendo from the Wii era. That's when I started covering Nintendo. Was the Wii era, like professionally online? Was 2010. We were still in the Wii era, and that was just a bunch of channels on a screen. You just selected with the Wii. Nobody ever said, "Oh my God, look at this UI." Nobody's ever said that with the Wii U either. It was just like the Wii's, but there was a plaza where people running around. Like that wasn't anything. And then the UI with the 3DS was almost like pretty much the same thing. They were all pretty much the same thing, you know. So yeah, I didn't hear that. But yeah. Anyway, if you guys want to rewrite history because you don't like how it is now, sure, but that's not actually what was being said at the time. So yeah. Nah, people don't say that all the time. Nah. Charge up with $2 says the Wii Shop music was top notch for sure. The Wii Shop music, I don't even remember it, but oh no, actually I do remember it. It was okay. I didn't care about music though. I don't care about listening to music when I buy something. All right, take it easy, Jose. Thanks for coming out to the stream. I ran a website for those who don't know.
eShop is red now. Neat.
Does the eShop work at this point? The track that I'm playing right now was Shenmue Q-Mix 2025, free 1580 or free 1587 Shenmue Q-Mix 2025. The track before that was from Persona 3 Reload. It's in Japanese, so I don't know the name. So yeah. Shout out to Sean, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Shout out to Charge Up with another $2 dono. Justin with the $3 says eShop is red. Yo, let's go. Shout outs. Red eShop in the house. But no, I ran a website, guys, for years, and I had Nintendo fans and users, and I've been on YouTube for forever, and nobody was saying that Nintendo's UI is top notch. Like that was not something that people said. It just wasn't. I'm not trying to BS you guys either. Like that's not something that people said. And then people did say it was very, 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 very few. Unless you can show me a lot of proof of that, I'm not gonna take that as any actual like factual thing. So yeah, this guy is going nuts over a green icon. All right, man, no problem. Then it's terrible. It's the worst thing ever. Don't update your system or don't play it. Just turn it off. Leave it off. It's all good, man. There you go. I remember the website, OJ, you were always posting Wii U news. Yeah, I was always posting. Let's see here. OJ, you forgot what you have to go to your settings. You go to your settings and then you go all the way down. And then you'll see like the update on there. You'll see the update on there. Let me see if I can actually get to the eShop at this point. Let me see. Let me see if I can actually get to it. He said it's green. Justin said it's green. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Or no, sorry, Justin said it's red. My bad. Okay, just the sidebar is red. That's all that it's just the sidebar. Okay, this is definitely getting ready for the Switch 2. Because the Switch 2 main color is like the red. Yeah. 100%. Okay. So yeah, there you go. It's now red. I know you can't see it because the red, but it's red on there. Okay, so there you go. That's that's it. What's the current track playing? Yeah, the current track is free 1587 Shenmue Q-Mix 2025. That's the track that's playing. That's the track. Thank you so much, Mr. Char with another $2 dono. Red, yellow, blue, green. You did it? All right. Congrats on the updating your Switch. So yeah, congrats. Let's see here. They also replaced the old DK icon with the new DK icon. Yes, yeah, I saw that already. I think that was something that already kind of put out there that they were replacing artwork with the new DK artwork. So yeah. Yeah, they tested the kicks for Switch 2 plus their brand color. I always felt like it was tied to their old account system. Yeah, like I think that orange, yeah, was definitely before. I think that red works for like the red is all good, you know, it's fine. I don't have to search it up, man. I don't have to look it up. I ran a website. I ran YouTube channels and I saw it in there. So, and I already said, okay, that's fine. So I don't know why you keep on going. I said, it's okay. It's fine. If you think it's better, that's cool, man. I don't know why you continue to keep on going. If you think that you're right, then you're right. It's not actually what happened, but that's fine. If you think that you're right, and if you think that they had top-notch everything and everybody said it was the greatest thing ever, the UI and all that, that's fine. I agree with you. Just move on, man. Just keep it moving. You've been on this for like, I think about 30 minutes now. So just move on, all right? Cool. We can agree to disagree, or I can just say that you're right, and so you can just shut the hell up. So, okay. So you're right. Everybody said that it was the best. Everybody said it was great. Everybody said it was the greatest thing ever. Cool. I agree with you. Move on. All right? Thanks, man. I appreciate you. You think that means that Switch 1 eShop you get because Switch 2 update? You get better? No, I don't think the Switch 2 eShop
Redownload
will
just
get better.
redirects you game cards now.
We just redirects you game cards now. Redownload just redirects you game cards now. Redownload just redirects you game cards now. What does that mean? Oh, it redirects you to the. Oh, okay. If you go to the re-download page on the eShop, it just redirects you to the dash. Okay, yeah, handling it on the dash is a lot better than going on the eShop and doing that. That's definitely better for sure. Definitely better. Okay, I didn't know what you were saying at first, and I was like, oh, okay. I think Expedition 33 is going to come to Switch 2. I think it will. So yeah. Good. I'm glad that you're. Hey, Big Era, I'm glad that you're mad. I hope that you stay mad all night. Honestly, I legit hope that you stay mad, and I'm glad that you're mad, and I hope it really pisses you off, and like you're upset, and maybe you get stressed about it. So I'm actually happy because you're being a complete weirdo. So I'm hoping that it pisses you off, and I'm glad that you're upset, and I'm really happy that you're upset about it. Honestly, I'm actually taking joy in you being upset about it. So if you want to keep on complaining, that's fine. It makes me happy. So I'm happy right now because you're very upset. So that makes me happy that you're so pissed off. So I'm gonna revel in me being happy about the update. And oh my God, this is great. Ooh, so glad that you're upset. Hell yeah. Be mad. Keep on being mad. Be as mad as possible. Hopefully you get stressed and your hair turns gray, or you lose some hair about it too while we're at it. Be angry. Be angry and mad. Stomp your feet. You know what I'm saying? Make a face. Grrr, be angry. Keep on getting mad. I'm happy about it, actually. I can make jokes. Dude spends more time getting mad about an eShop update than actually getting the date. Dude's so mad. Dude's so mad over a color on there. Forgot to go to work tomorrow. Dude's so mad about the color on there, he actually thought people said positive things about the Wii U. Dude's so mad about the color of the eShop and the icon, he forgot that Nintendo never cared. Dude's so mad about the color of the eShop and the icon, he forgot what his next grip is gonna be later when he goes and trolls somebody else with a sock account. Dude's so mad about the eShop icon. Dude's so mad about the eShop icon, he legit, probably isn't really mad at all. He's just trolling, to be honest. Let's see here. What the heck was these Wii U sympathizers, dude? The abysmally horrible time for Nintendo and the fan base. Why would they dredge up the hellish madness? I don't know. I'm not getting anything. I'm actually legitimately glad he's upset. I'm glad that he's upset. I'm happy that he's upset. So I'm glad. Keep on being mad. Cybertaurus with the $5 dono.
This is like the next generation of Yo Mama jokes, tears of joy.
Good, be upset. I'm glad that I'm actually happy. I'm actually legitimately happy that he's upset. So that's good. Let him rage. Let's see here. It's weird that Mandela effect. How many people say how good the Wii U menus were, but it wasn't. We don't even gotta really worry about it, guys. Let them live in a fantasy land. The only thing that I remember people saying is the eShop, like the layout of the eShop. People did like the layout of the eShop. That is true. But the actual like home menu, like not really. No, it was the same thing that we got before. It's like the Wii channel just redesigned. It was the same thing as the 3DS. So yeah. Let's see here. You buy the console to play games. No, you buy the console to look at icons and themes and listen to eShop music. So yeah. So yeah. If he gets this mad about an eShop icon, you could already tell what he gets mad about in IRL. This man be getting mad about the littlest things probably. Oh my gosh. Okay, joined 55 minutes ago. Okay, yeah, he's a troll. So let me just go ahead and let's just hit him with the ban. Yeah, it's a sock account. I just wanted to have a little, I knew that he was, but I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. It's a sock account. I don't, like I said, that's what, remember what I said? I think he's so angry with the icon, he's probably not even angry at all, he's just trolling. And I knew, that's why I said that, because I knew he was just trolling. He's just looking to try to control, like, get attention. That's all he's looking for. We just had to hit him with the ban. Thank you for the, I do appreciate, though, the conversation, because that was fun. And then I also appreciate, once again, stock accounts that come through, I get a unique viewer each time, so helps my perk packages, helps my package when I go to negotiate the contract, so I appreciate that. But yeah, he joined 55 minutes ago, so he just made a new account real quick. Some of these people have no time on their hands. No time. If I don't have games like AC or Pokemon that don't support cloud saves, what if I don't have games like AC or Pokemon that don't support cloud saves? I don't know what your question is in relation to, Dash, so I don't know what that means. Let's see here. Would you still recommend system transfer? Yes, I would recommend a system transfer. Transfer to the system that you know that you're going to be using the most. If you're going to be using your Switch 2 the most, then transfer all your stuff to Switch 2 if you're going to be using that. And I recommend it because you're going to get the updates, right? You're going to get the updates. Like even your Switch 1 games, without an update, since it's emulation, it's not native backwards compatibility. It's a mix of a little bit of hardware from familiarity of it being NVIDIA and all that, but it's mostly software emulation. So your games could actually run better even without an update on the Nintendo Switch 2. All your games could, if it has like an uncapped frame rate or even resolutions, dynamic resolution, those could all be better off the top because it's emulation, which Nintendo's never done before. In the history of Nintendo, they've never done, from what I remember, in terms of backwards compatibility, Nintendo's never done software emulation for backwards compatibility. It's always been straight up brick and mortar backwards compatibility. They'll take whatever the system is before and they'll shove it into the new system and then it plays both, right? GameCube to Wii, native backwards compatibility, no changes whatsoever, nothing, no improvements. Wii to Wii U, same thing, no improvements, no changes, nothing. It's the same crusty Wii game that you played on your Wii. Like it looks the same, even on an HD TV, looks the same, plays the same, everything's the same, gotta use Wii, like nothing updated, right? Obviously we did not have backwards compatibility from Wii U to Switch, but if you go like to the portable system, same thing. Game Boy to Game Boy Color, Game Boy Color to Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance to DS, DS to 3DS. It was always just straight up backwards compatibility, the exact same thing. Like to the point where they even did weird stuff with it, right? Like they had like the DS, they had a top loader and a bottom loader. So you'd have the GBA cartridges on the bottom, and then you'd have like the DS cartridges on the top, you know? So they'd even do stuff like that, right? So it's just straight up. This is the first time that Nintendo's done, from what I remember, they've done like actual like software emulation. So, let's see here. I'm in the UK, can't find any SD cards, express cards over 256 gigabytes. I have 1 terabyte SD card on my OLED Switch. Just wait, you'll be able to get something closer. I do want my save data. I just want to start from scratch on this brand new console. Then if your save data, you'd have to, some of them you have to transfer over manually, but other ones you can just have on the cloud and it'll just, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, it'll just do the cloud save. So you won't actually need to transfer over unless you want like your user settings and stuff. Oh damn, I don't want to lose my hundreds of shinies transferring to Switch 2. Why would you lose your shinies transferring to Switch 2? Did you get the Nintendo Switch update? I did. We went through it. We went through all the features and the updates and the thingies. So yeah, we did go through it. Shout out to Juice Man Vaughn. I think Juice Man Vaughn is here. Is Juice Man Vaughn here? I thought I saw you earlier. Yeah, Juice Man Vaughn is here. Shout outs to Juice. Shout outs to Huddy. Shout outs to Psycho Pie. What's up, guys? Let's see here. Is there a problem moving Pokemon over? Yeah, I don't remember. So if you move a shiny Pokemon from one system to another, you lose your shinies. I don't recall that being a thing. So yeah, the only thing I kind of wanted is my physical games unlatched first to see if they required online handshake first. I don't know what that means, but okay. Unpatched? Not sure what that means. You don't lose Pokemon that way? Okay. Is Unreal Christian here? What's up, Unreal Christian? Welcome. Juice is. Hey, what's up, Unreal? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Big love. Shout outs to my man, Unreal Christian. Combo breaks. We're actually over 102, so we got to get that limit break as well. Let's go. Breaking all limits. Uploading the current data to the server. You can sell your Switch to get Switch 2, then read. Damn! Wait a minute! Hold up! Wait a minute! You guys does it really let you do that? It lets you transfer and stock everything in a server, and then you can trade in your Switch? Really? Wait, let me read that again. RoboClass. Really? I went to transfer the Switch 2 on a new update. It lets you upload your current data to a server so you can sell your Switch to get the Switch 2, then re-download. Wow, what a cool feature. Does Microsoft or Sony I don't think they offer that. Maybe they do, but I don't recall it. I think they just have the cloud stuff. So that server, is that tied to NSO, or is that anybody can do it? Because is that tied to, because I mean, obviously if it's tied to NSO, then it's not as useful for everyone because not everybody has NSO. Microsoft does. To me, Microsoft, you don't have to do anything. Microsoft saves everything on the cloud for free. So when I got my Xbox Series X, I didn't have to transfer anything. All I had to do was sign into my account and all my saves transferred over instantly. And my games that I had that were digital, I just had to re-download them, which you'd have to, I guess, do anyway. But yeah, you can transfer. I guess maybe you can transfer them. I don't know how you'd get that done. But yeah. No NSO required. Okay, I don't have NSO and it gives me the option. Wow, so I wonder so it's just on a server somewhere. Crazy. That's really good. We got to report on that because people can now trade it. Like you can go, this is good though. Like if you don't want to play your Switch leading up to it, you can put it on the server or you can wait till the very end, right? You can put it on there. You can go to GameStop the night that you have to get your Switch. You can wipe it. You can upload it, wipe the system, clean it up, you know what I'm saying? And then trade it in right then and there. Bring it to GameStop, trade it in right then and there and get like $100 off or $150 off or whatever. If you have an OLED, I think it's $175. Or if you want to sell it to someone else, if you want to, I mean, that's the option that I would say. Like you might want to do that option if you just go like on eBay or you go on Facebook Marketplace if you want to just sell it because people will be buying it. People are still going to play Switch 1. So you can sell it on there and then you can put that towards the Switch 2. Another good way to actually be able to afford it because things are more expensive these days, right? So that's actually pretty good. Xbox back up your previous settings if you get a new Xbox. Yeah, with the Xbox, it was seamless for me. Now, I had to re-download stuff, but that wasn't a big deal. Go to settings, transfer to Switch 2, then choose, I don't have my Switch 2 yet. Oh my gosh, that's actually really forward thinking. I don't think Nintendo's done that before. At least, I mean, I think maybe, yeah, Microsoft has done it, but I don't think Nintendo's done that before. And from what I remember with PlayStation, like when I got my PS5 or when I got my PS4 Pro, I had to just transfer it manually. There was no option like that. Cybertwist with the $5.
What about Pokemon and Animal Crossing data? Thought those were both manual. Also Splatoon 2 and 3.
I think it would save on the server, and then it would save on the server manually, and then it would go to the console. But there might be something with that, so we maybe got to get more clarification. Before you go and do that, don't do it yet till we get clarification on that, right? So, but I'm guessing that it would just transfer it to there and manually. That's like a manual transfer. It'd have to be that way, right? So to me, I think it would be the same thing. The trade-in value for the OLED, for the non-OLED Switch is so low. I'm just probably gonna keep mine. Yeah, I think it's $100 for the $100 for the Switch Lite, and then $150 for the regular Switch, the Switch V1 or V2. So you just might, do that. The Porter with the $2 says, "What if the detractors canceled my pre-orders?" The Porter, can you tell me what actually happened there? I saw like somebody made a video on that, but what actually happened with those pre-orders? That Dark Side douchebags pre-orders got canceled. I still have my day one Switch OLED. Me too. This is my day one Switch OLED. I know you can't tell because that doesn't have the white Joy-Cons. My son hyper fanged it, but yeah, this is my day one my day one Switch OLED right here as well. So I'm with you on that one, man. Thank you to Porter for the $2. Would Switch 2 support extreme SD cards or just Express? No, B-Win, just Express, which they specifically said that during the Nintendo Direct, that it's just Express because they need the high speed transfers. Extreme SD cards don't have that. They don't have that. Let's see here. I'm just gonna keep my NS1. I'm just gonna keep mine too. I'm just gonna do a local transfer through like my local Wi-Fi internet. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna trade in my system anyway. I like my Switch OLED. I'm not trading in any of my systems, you know. So yeah. Let's see. Apparently DSP showed his pre-order ID on the street. Yeah, I know about that. I know about that. Gives you a whole year to save your data on the cloud for Switch 2 upgrade. Okay, a whole year. That's good. So if you can't get it right away or if something comes up, you can still. That's not bad. That's actually. I mean, I think they knew people would be transferring their data though, right? Like it makes sense for them to kind of get all this stuff prepared. I mean, this is why the system took a while. They were trying to get you got to think of everything, right? Even stuff that nobody thought about that, right? Nobody was really thinking about that. You got to think about every single possible scenario, which I think in the past, Nintendo definitely has not thought about those scenarios, at least not well enough, but this is very well thought out. The update with Game Share, the stuff like that stuff is very, very well thought out. So that's good. So yeah, this is Chrono Cross. Fields of Time, but yeah, it's the Chrono Trigger 1 music, but in Chrono Cross. You can sell your game you don't play if you don't want to sell your console. Well, I mean, yeah, like there's also stuff that you can do. Like I get like the high prices. Like that's one thing that like, you know, I don't understand why people don't say that more. Like I get like it's not good to have high prices, but I mean like if you can't afford something, then definitely trade it in. Like let's say you don't like the price of Mario Kart, right? Just trade it in Mario Kart 8. That's an option. Like that's what I used to do when I was younger, when I couldn't afford things. But I don't think it's really about not being able to afford it or not. It's about the principle, right? I think it's more about that. But yeah, if you can't get something like, you know, trade in, do whatever. But I think that the way that they've done this is a good option. But yeah. Let's see here. Slight update. When you scroll on friends' profile, you can see what system they're gaming on. Definitely the most useful update since NSO button. Yeah, okay, so you can see what system they're playing on. Because people are going to be playing on Switch 1 and Switch 2. So Nintendo was like, hey, look, you know, not everyone's going to get a Switch 2 now. These prices are up there. So, but like I said, I do think that in a couple years, the Switch 2, if it stays at this price, it's actually going to look pretty good compared to the next Xbox and the PlayStation 5. I'd be surprised if they are anywhere near the Switch 2 price of $450. Shooter with the $10 Zhao. Let's go.
Evening Ninjas was lurking the whole time. I'm keeping my OLED model and light model since they're special edition ones.
Yes, sir.
Traded in my OG Switch I had from 2018, about halfway paid off for the Switch 2.
Let's go. Yeah, that's the way to get it done, man. That's the way to get it done. The trade-in process is I think there's gonna be a lot of people trading in like maybe like an extra Switch that they got or a different one or like a Switch Lite. Like if you can get a cool $100 for a Switch Lite, right? I think some people are gonna take that option to just say, hey, I'm gonna upgrade to the Switch 2. Let me see. So who's online playing games right now? Let me see. So it says if you go over, I see my man Brand Smith is on Minecraft. Nintendo Switch online with the Nintendo Switch. So if someone's playing Switch 2, it will say Nintendo Switch 2 by there, not Switch 1. Okay, yeah. So basically what he's saying is that like my man Dusty Size, he's playing right there, and right above there, I think right here it says, I know it's hard to see, but it says Nintendo Switch in parentheses. So if he's playing Nintendo Switch 2, he'll probably be saying Nintendo Switch 2 in parentheses. So another little update as well for that. So it's good stuff. The tractor used the pre-order number he leaked and called into Walmart and canceled it. I don't understand why he would show his number, like his order number. And I think if you're gonna cancel a pre-order, you'd actually have to provide like more info than that. Just the number, that's all it takes for the cancel it. That's stupid. So yes, this is from Chrono Cross. So yeah. We know any product complaining about Switch. Okay.
The only problem with this update is my Switch is still a 1 and not a 2.
Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah, that's a problem with the update. That's a problem with that. Dude, we're getting so close. By the way, guys, did you know that this upcoming week, it's actually 1 month away from the Nintendo Switch 2? So this week, it'll be the 2nd. Actually, sorry, not this week. Next week. My bad. Next week will be 1 month away on Monday. 1 month away from the Switch 2. If sales fall off by the holidays, you think they'll do a price cut once the enthusiast wave dudes down? I think normies will be scared off by the prices. I don't think so. And here's the reason why I don't think normies will be scared off by the prices, Charizard. Honestly, that's what people said about Switch 1. And I kid you not, that's literally what people said about Switch 1. $300, if you look at it inflation-wise, $300, that was about $400 back in 2017. Rerez said this. Lots of people said, oh, the third-party support, the price is still high. You need a SD card. People said that back in 2017 with the Nintendo Switch 1. Normies want to play their games too. Normies like their games as well. And a normie isn't like people online. They're not going to be scared off because it costs a bit more than what they liked before. What they're going to do is they're going to work that extra week. They're going to save up a little bit more, and they're going to get what they're going to get a gift card, and they're going to, like, what is the price for a normie compared to a non-normie, right? Like, what's the price difference before they're upset or not, where they can't afford it and not if they want it? Like, if it's $100 more, right, then the Switch OLED was $350. The Switch 2 is $450 at the base. So $100 is going to keep them from getting what they want or not? Probably not. They'll just wait a little bit longer, get the extra money, then buy it when something that they want comes out. Normies buy systems based off of games. They're not going to be like, oh, you know what? I guess I'm not going to play the next Smash Brothers because it costs $100 more than the Switch OLED that I bought, or $150 more than the Switch that I bought in 2017. Normies don't do that. I'm telling you that right now. Just like they didn't do the same thing with the PS5. The PS5 was $100 more for the disc model. They didn't do the same. They didn't do with that. They bought it when they could afford it. So that's what you have to realize with normies. They will buy it when they feel like it and when they have something that they want to play. So I don't think the price is going to scare them off. The price isn't that bad. Like, it's really not that bad. People online are taking it and taking Mario Kart and blowing it up as if the price is $700. The price is $450. If you want the Mario Kart bundle, it's $500. That is $100 more than the Switch OLED, or it's $150 more than the Switch OLED. Simply you work a couple extra hours at work, or you trade in something. They can trade in their Switch 1. If you're talking about normies, they just trade in their Switch 1 and they'll get $100 off. So that's what a normie would do. That's what I did. I wasn't a normie ever, but when I was and I had less money, I would just trade in my Switch 1 and then get the new system. Or sorry, trade in my GameCube and get the Wii. You know, if I didn't have the money, I didn't do that, but I'm just saying if I wanted to back then. So no, I don't see it that way. Like, normies will just trade in their Switch 1. Like, and then they can, if the $100 is the difference between them getting it or not, you trade in your Switch 1, you'll get $100. So then you can buy it. It's literally the same price as a Switch OLED. So no, I don't see it that way. Let's see here. Super Christian Muro with the $1.99 says, OJ, I'm online. What does it say on your Switch 1? OLED. I don't want to check it right now. I already turned it off, Christian. Thank you for the $1.99 though. Thank you for the $1. Just tell me what it says. so yeah, take it easy, Enigma. Thanks for coming out to the stream, man. Let's see here. $600 is probably a deal breaker for most people. Yeah, 600 would be a deal breaker, maybe. 600 would be, that'd be too much. But 450, I don't think it is. If you already have a Switch 1, you know, you would just trade in your Switch 1 and then just get the Switch 2. Like, if you're not going to use it anymore. Let's see, people will always find ways to come up with the money for a purchase. The pre-order launch was proof of that. Yeah, like I said, let me tell you how a normie thinks, because I've been around a lot of normies. They'll be like, what games are coming out? I'll be like, okay, Mario, Zelda, blah, blah, blah. When's it coming out? Okay, Mario Kart's coming out at launch. Okay, oh man, that's a bit more. Okay, well, you know, I'll just pay for it. That's literally what a normie says. Okay, I'll just pay for it. My brother, he is a normie. He's not a hardcore gamer. And when he saw the price, he's like, oh, that's more expensive. He just said, oh, well, I'll just pay for it. Like, that's what a normie says. They just say, okay, I'll just buy it. You know, and if you talk about a normie with a good job, or a normie that, like, you know, just, you know, they'll just be like, okay, the last one was 300 or 350, this one's 400, okay, whatever. Everything's went up in price. My foods went up, my mortgages went up, my rents went up, my interest rates went up, whatever. This has also went up. Egg prices has went up. I don't like it, but whatever. I'll just buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how normies think. Normies don't go online. Whoa, they charged me $100 more for the... No! They don't do what content creators do to rile you guys up for videos. Normies don't do that. If they see something that they like, they just say, oh, it's a bit more. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll buy it, or no, I won't. There's no theatrics with it, you know? Let's see here. Surge with the $1.99 says, Switch 2 pre-order, and my Seahawks drafted good. Hey, there you go. Shout outs, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, Tristan, yeah, we know about that. The server transfer to the Switch 2. For those who don't know, the ability to system transfer to cloud before you buy the Switch 2 is great because some games don't support cloud saves. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. So the Pokemon or Splatoon or whatever that doesn't support cloud saves, you can put that on there. So then they'll be able to transfer it like a normal system transfer. So yeah. So that's the search. Thank you for the $1.99 though, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. So why not just charge more then? Sure your theory holds up to any price? Well, the problem is that you gotta have still value for the money though, right? Like, there's still a breaking point, you know, when it comes down to what a normie thinks is worth it or not. So you can't go excessive.
One cool thing is also being able to lend out DLC as well as games for 14 days.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a better thing. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's definitely a breaking point to where people are like, all right, that's too much. But $100 is not it for a normie, in my opinion, when you can trade in your system. A normie will be like, okay, I can just trade this in and I can get money towards the new thing, you know? So a normie knows that. Like, everyone knows about GameStop and trading in your systems. Like a gamer that just likes Mario, Zelda, Metroid, or whatever. They can just trade in their system if they really need to, you know, if they don't want to just pay for it. So, and that's something that a lot of people don't even bring up. Like, if you talk about pricing, like, oh, well, why don't you just trade in your system? It gags them. Like, like, have you ever said that to somebody online? They'll be like, oh, well, it's too expensive. Like, why don't you just trade in your system? They'll be like, that's true. Like, I've literally had that with people on Twitter where they'll be like, oh, well, it's too much. It's $100 more than the Switch 1. Oh my God. I'm like, well, they have a Switch 1, right? Yeah, I have one. Then trade it in. I can do that. Like, it just stops them. Like, you know, it's backwards compatible. You know, the Switch 2 is backwards compatible, right? With most of the games. You can just trade it in and you'll get your $100 off. You'll get whatever this, like, it just gagged. They just stop. They just literally, it malfunctioned, you know? So if it really is that much of a problem for a normie, like, and if they have a Switch 1, right, they can just trade it in and you can just get your Switch 2. Like, it's not, you're not buying a Ferrari here, guys. It's not a, it's not a Ferrari. It's not a Lincoln. It's not a new car, or it's not a house. We're not paying a mortgage. Okay, like, listen, guys, I get it. Money's type of view. Like, I get that. But it's not like we're sitting here and paying, like, you know, like, it's not plastic surgery. Bro, it's a video game system. Like, it's a video game. It's a video game system. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a video game system. It ain't a multi-tiered, complex payment scheme type of thing here. It's a video game system, all right? Oh my gosh. But what do you say the trade-in for the would apply for PS5 Pro? Everyone complained about the price for that. Everyone did not complain about the price for PS5 Pro. They complained about the price in terms of taking out the disk drive. That was the main thing. That was the main problem. Removing the disk drive, then charging $80 on top of that. The PS5 Pro, some people complain about price. That was just people that just saw the sticker shock, like, oh my gosh, it's $700, you know, and yeah, that was definitely, oh man, $700. But the biggest thing for me, not only was it $700, but they also removed the disk drive. That's why I had a big problem with it. But $700 is $200 more than the base PS5. And they didn't necessarily show everything in terms of, like, okay, what can this do, right? They showed some games, but they didn't have a bunch of first-party games that really moved it. Now, when you look at the PS5 Pro, I have it now at this point, And is it worth the 700 for people? No, it's not going to be worth the 700 for many people. Essentially what you're getting better quality in performance. You're going to get basically a performance mode that looks better. It looks maybe up to a quality mode or near that. That's what you're getting with PS5 Pro. A lot of people don't feel like that is going to be worth it for the extra $200 on top of not being able to play your physical game. So you have to spend another $80 on top of that. That was the issue. Now for some people, it's going to be worth it. For other people, it's not going to be worth it. So it's going to be subjective, right? Some people think it's worth it. Some people don't think it's worth it. I think for most consumers, a lot of casual consumers, the Pro systems are never worth it. You already have the base system. Now with the Nintendo Switch 2 and the games that are coming, right? It doesn't play the same games. It plays exclusive games. So that breeds more value than simply saying, oh, I can play the current games better. That is a completely different thing, right? Like you're talking about a Pro system versus a brand new system. And that is a no-no to compare the two in terms of things, because every game that's on PS5 Pro, you can play on PS5. There are no PS5 Pro exclusive games. Switch 2 to Switch 1, there are exclusive games that are on Switch 2. So you trying to debate with the PS5 Pro and comparing it to this, it's a bad comparison. Now, if the Nintendo Switch 1 can play all the games that Nintendo Switch 2 has, then you might have a better point. But you're comparing an upgrade of a system to a brand new system with exclusive games. People see more value in that. So yeah. Okay, Switch shows your friends are playing Switch 1 or Switch 2. How content complainers are going to be exposed on June 5th? I don't know about all that. Warning system says that if you plan to keep your system, your Switch won't stop here because the data is uploaded to the server. It'll be initialized as a reset. I think that they won't let you transfer it back to your system. So yeah. I will say this about the PS5 Pro though. I will say this about the PS5 Pro. If you like the utmost best, if you're a PlayStation gamer where you buy all of your games on PS5, you buy Sony's first party games, the PS5 Pro might be worth it for you. Take your PS5, wipe it or whatever, upload your cloud save, trade it in, get $200 or $300 or whatever you're gonna get, and then get a PS5 Pro. I will say that. If you're hardcore, and if you're all digital, absolutely it might be for you. You don't gotta even worry about a disk drive if you're all digital. You can just trade it in, upload your saves, do all that, or you can back up your stuff and then upload it on your new system. If you're a hardcore PS5 gamer, like you buy all your third parties on PS5, you dedicate all your time to PS5 first party games, like you love God of War Ragnarok, you love Horizon, you love Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei, I'd say PS5 Pro is worth it. If you play other systems, if you play Xbox, you play PC, you play Switch, it might not be worth it. It might not be worth it because you don't get the value out of it. You're not going to spend the time on it. Like if you're going to play games on Switch, well, your game time is going to be split. Might not be worth it, you know? Let's see here. I'm taking out a second mortgage to afford Switch 2. A second mortgage. 2 mortgages. Okay. So yeah, take out that mortgage, man. You got to make sure that you can pay for it. You know, it's like a car payment. It's like a car payment. It's like 2 car payments if you got, depending on the type of car you got. Let's see. As a PS5 Pro owner myself, it's not worth the asking price. You can essentially play in graphics mode and have 60 frames per second if possible. PSSR is damn near negligible for most games. The thing about that though, Juice Man, a lot of games you can't even, like the quality mode, you actually still can't play in 60. So for example, Claire Obscura Expedition 33, which that game is like I think it needs to be in 60 because of the parrying system. Like it needs to just be in 60. It just like the 30 frames just doesn't play very well, in my opinion. It looks so framey, and I think it throws me off, and my eyes hurt when I play it in that. It's just not built for it, I think. That mode, that does not play it quality in 60 frames. It plays quality in 30 frames. So yeah, like if it's even available. So what we're seeing with performance modes in a lot of games is that like you can play the performance mode and it looks way better. It looks almost as good as like the base, or it looks as good as the base quality mode. So if you have a PS5 on quality mode and it's 30 frames per second, and you have a PS5 Pro and it's performance mode, you're gonna get graphics that look as good or a little bit better than the base quality mode on the PS5. Now the quality mode on the PS5 Pro could look a lot better, right? It's gonna look better than the quality mode maybe on the base PS5. Maybe, not every game, but maybe, but games that are specifically enhanced for PS5 Pro, like an Assassin's Creed Shadows, for example. So you're gonna get that. That's gonna be nice. But you know, for a lot of games, that's not gonna be the case. Like Clair Obscur, obviously smaller game, you're not gonna get that. Let's see here. I'm taking out my first mortgage to pay for my first home. Hey, there you go. Shout outs. Let's go. All right, take it easy, Zombie Tech Pad. Thanks for coming out to the stream. I'm a mortgage broker. Happy to help, says Machida. Yo, let's go. Mortgage broker in the house. Let's get it. Hit that like button, though, guys. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. So, yeah. So when you tell those weirdos to sell their Switch 1 to save money to buy Switch 2, they don't just go ad hominem. No, usually they're not weirdos. It's like when people say it's too expensive, like when people say it's too expensive for families, I'm like, why can't a family just trade in a Switch 2? It just gags them. And then they say, true, but I'm like, but what? Just, if it's too expensive, if that is the reasoning why you're not gonna get it, just trading your, like, go to GameStop, you get $100 towards it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you get 170, if you have an OLED, you want to trade that in, you get $175 towards it, and that knocks the price down significantly. So that's why I think that the pre-orders are fine. There was plenty of people that were trading in, or that were going to trade in their Nintendo Switch 1. So I never bought the whole people aren't going to buy it because of the price, because I don't think the price is that bad. I think that the Mario Kart price, yes, we've talked about that a million times. That's the problem. The game key cards, some of that stuff, that's the problem. Not with the casual. The casual consumer does not care. They'll just buy digital. They'll just buy game key. Like, they don't give a crap. But for the core consumer. But the problem, like, also for casual consumers too, like, oh man, 80, that's a lot higher, you know? So yeah, I think that was really it. The price of the system itself was not that, at least here in the US. Now, in Europe and other countries, yes. In Canada, it's high. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely high in those countries, which Canadians and Europeans are used to paying more for games. Like, it's just, the inflation in those countries is really high too, right? So, if you need to sell vital organs to GameStop, do it. That's true. You can always do that. So yeah. I do plan to buy more than one Switch 2. Eventually pick up a big ass micro SD card to store all my favorite games in forever, not trade it in my main system. Okay. You written Nathaniel Brady that Switch 2 will probably fail because Nintendo was always the value brand and now they're not. Nathaniel Brady said that. No, Nintendo was not always the value brand, and I don't know why people said that Nintendo was the value brand. They were not. And let me tell you the reason why they were not the value brand. In the N64 era, they were definitely not the value brand. The N64 era, their games cost way more than other systems. I think some people have this Nintendo in the, I don't know, like the Wii or their portable systems, like the GBA and stuff like that. But the N64 was not the value brand. The Super Nintendo was not the value brand either. The games were expensive on that system. The Switch was not the value brand either. It was $300, which was the same price as an Xbox Series S. In addition to games, you know, obviously $60 or $70 for Tears of the Kingdom. Overall, they were not putting out Nintendo Selects and value stuff. They've intertwined with that and pretty much not been that for a long time. So I don't know where this Nintendo was the value brand thing came from. It definitely wasn't with the Switch. They never dropped the price of the Switch. They never dropped the price. Now, they made a Switch Lite for $200, which is a little bit better in terms of that, but the Switch Lite doesn't even sell that great compared to the Switch OLED. The best selling Switch in terms of since it came out is the Switch OLED, and it's not even close. People buy the more premium system with Nintendo. So when people say this stuff like, they used to be the most, $350 is not a value brand. That's more than the Xbox Series. That's very close to the PS4 all digital. So I don't know what people are talking about with that. That doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense. Everyone's literally buying the Switch OLED. That is the best selling one. The games are $60, if not higher on certain things. I don't know why people are saying that. That makes no sense. There's no Nintendo Selects. It's been like this for 8 years. And since the Switch OLED came out, it's been like this since 2021. So I don't know, maybe back in the Wii days or something like that, or maybe the DS, but it hasn't been like that for a while now, especially in the Switch era. No. Value brand at what? Selling Tears of the Kingdom for $70? What? What do you mean? Never dropping the price in terms of like having very few sales on their big first party games? What do you mean? Like, this is making a Nintendo Switch OLED for $50 more and everyone buying that? Who? Who sees them? Nobody sees them as that. People see them as greedy and charging too much money for games. That's what people see them as. Where have they ever been value brand? That's insane. At least not in this era. No. Great value. Frosted Flakes are very edible anyway. Very edible. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I need to watch the video. But no, the system's not flopping because of the value brand. And also, I'll also say this with this. Nintendo's demographics are not little children. I know people like to sit there and say that, but there is a very clear chart that the majority of people that buy Switch in general, are 20 to 30-year-old. Okay, hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, you can't come on camera. What's wrong? You want something to drink? Yeah, you want something to drink. You want to say hi to me? You hear me talking? You just woke up? Alright, see ya. Okay. My boy heard me talking and he came busting in like, what are you doing? I think he needs to change the diaper too. Yeah, he just woke up. So he heard me talking and he's like, where's Dad at? And he just busted into my door. I left my door slightly cracked open, so he just busted in. He was like, eh. Anyway, moving on to this. When it comes to the Switch flopping, the majority of people that are actually playing the Nintendo Switch are adults that have money, that can afford the extra price on it. So I don't know what he's talking about there. And like I said, I didn't watch the video and I don't know if that's what he actually said, but that's silly because once again, let me show you guys the graph, which I'm guessing he never had any of this in his video if he did. I'm not sure if he said this though. I did see the video icon, but I'm not watching content like that. It's just ridiculous. Let's see, Nintendo Switch demographics. So if you look at the demographics of the Nintendo Switch, let's see here. This one's kind of, it's a little bit older, but I'm guessing it's very similar to this right now. So if you look at, here's the demographics, okay? So these are the age demographics of people that play the Nintendo Switch. This was a couple years ago, but I'm pretty sure it's very close to this, okay? So the people that are in this age range are still in this age range. So what you can see here, obviously you have kids, you have kids here, 10, 15, but the highest spike of children, actual children, is like, what, 11 years old, maybe? Outside of that, it dips in the teenage years, and then it ramps up as they get older, and then hits a peak of highest is like early to mid 20s, so party mans, early 20s. The most people that play the Nintendo Switch are people in their early 20s. That is the highest demographic. And the biggest, largest demographic are 20-year-olds, are 20 to 30-year-olds or so. It levels out around 40 years old. So the biggest age demographic, you can see right here, this is little children, like to younger teenagers. Not that big. There's actually more 30, 40, and 45-year-olds and 40-year-olds playing the Switch over children and kids. So when people say it's all just kids, families, no, these people right here have money to spend. They will find a way. These people here will get it from these people. So you see this lady right here, she's gonna help out her little boy right here. You see this lady right here, she's gonna help out her kid right there. So this age demographic shows that the price isn't going to be a thing. Listen, if you're 20-something years old and everyone has the new shiny system, you're going to want the new shiny system. Everybody's been 20 before, right? You see people playing a Switch 2. Are you going to sit there with your crusty Switch 1? Absolutely not. You're going to buy the Switch 2. This age group has like the most spending power, or they spend the most on everything. This age group right here. So they're going to buy the Switch 2. If they want the Switch 2, they're gonna buy it. This families thing and all that, it makes no sense because a family, a dad that's in this age group in their 20s, 30s, 40s, or whatever, they're gonna buy it for their kids. They might even buy another one for their kids because at the end of the day, like I said, if they're working and all that, I don't know. You just take you get the extra $300 or $400. You save up a couple hundred every month, or you save up 50, 50, 50, or you save up 100 every single month, and then you just buy it. That's how rational, normal people are. Once again, the problem is that people online think that everyone thinks in an irrational way, and people don't. If somebody wants something for a general consumer, they will save up and get it. That's just how rational, normal people think. They don't always think in this online, oh my God, I can't believe they're, like, they don't think like that. Don't get me wrong. They might not like everything, but they don't think in that way. It's the same way as people buying cars or buying a house or buying anything that costs a bit more than whatever, or any luxury item that you want or something. If it's a bit more, and if you're in this age group, you've probably got a job and you're just gonna buy it. So right now, I don't see any way that the Switch 2 fails with demographics like this. With demographics like this, these people are all still working. This was just a few years ago. So if you're in your early 20s, you're in your mid 20s right now. You're not even 30 years old yet. This was 3 years ago. This was about 3 years ago. So you're not. So you probably have better spending power now than you did 3 years ago. You know, inflation's went up, but you probably moved up in your job, or you probably got more secure, or you probably maybe got a second income, girlfriend, wife, or whatever, or maybe you have different expenses, or maybe you paid off a car, or whatever. You know, there's all sorts of scenarios. But I'm looking at it from an actual statistical standpoint, not from some type of past Nintendo Selects or some type of weird stuff that people like to bring up. Oh, families, like, dude, $100 isn't gonna be the difference between we're doomed, we can't afford food, or whether you buy the system or not. It's just not it. And if it is, then you can just trade in your old system, you know, if that is the case. You can just trade in your old system, or you can yell like my son. Or you can trade in some games. Like, you can just do the same thing that people did, like when I was young, when we couldn't afford things. You trade in some stuff to get the new thing. That's it, you know? Sorry about that. Let's see here. 32, that was my first system, hand-me-down from NES. Cousin was playing as a toddler. Says, not in this economy. Not in this economy? Okay, we'll see about that. People have been saying not in this economy every single year, every single time. COVID literally broke us to our knees, where people were losing their jobs. Did people buy PS5s during COVID? Did people buy PS5s when inflation ballooned? Did people buy PS5s for $500 when COVID stripped people of jobs? And somehow people had money for a PS5. Somehow, when COVID stripped us of our jobs and the ability to work and layoffs, somehow, some way, people still found money to buy PS5s. But okay, if you think people aren't going to do that, that's fine. We'll see. We will see. I'm guessing a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you're going to be like, all right, OJ, my bad, you were right. So we'll see. We will see, Chartard. Let's see here. The Tears of the Kingdom music is making me cry tears of joy. Yo, shout outs. Appreciate that, Shaw X. COVID hit me hard. COVID hit so many people hard. And somehow people were still walking out with PS5s. Not only were people walking out with PS5s, people were even buying scalped PS5s. Scalped PS. And COVID was terrible. COVID was terrible. And somehow people will still be able to afford scalped PS5s and be able to afford stuff. It's funny how that works. With Nintendo, oh, people can't afford it in this country. With Sony, I'd rather have a PS5 than I'll eat, than eating. Oh my gosh. So people adapt, man. Let's say you got to spend a little bit more here. You take away from something else. Oh man, maybe I shouldn't be buying so much alcohol, or maybe I shouldn't be buying so much, you know, whatever, candy or cookies or whatever that I buy that I don't need, you know, or maybe I cut back in somewhere else. Maybe I don't go out to the movies every single week like I used to. People will find a way to adjust if they want it. Now, if they don't want it, then no. But if they want it and if they see the games that they want, they'll find a way to adjust. They always do, just like COVID. Like, people literally, well, I don't need toilet paper. I'll just buy a PS5 instead. Can't find toilet paper? No problem. I'll buy a PS5. I'll just go out in the woods. I'll use leaves. It's okay. Let's see here. The cost of the NES Deluxe set in 2025 approximately $614. Prices for other bundles, $179.99 control deck and similar adjusted yielding $552. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why my boy is right by my door crying. Give me 1 second, guys. What's going on? Give me 1 second, all right, guys. Give me 1 second. I am sorry. My son is really wants me right now he really needs me to talk to him, and he's just throwing a little bit of a fit for mom because he hears me talking. So I am going to, for the sake of my son and to be a good dad, he's just crying. So I'm going to go take care of my son right now. And I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, he's just missing me because he hasn't seen me like almost since he went to sleep, like around 2 or 3. And he usually sees me around it. Like he usually sees me before then, but I was inside. I was here. He was asleep. So he was with his mom the whole time. So he's just having a little bit of problems. He's just crying and really wants me to hold him. So I'm going to go hold him so he can stop freaking out about things. So I'm sorry about that, guys. So I will add some time on next time. Thank you guys for understanding. I appreciate that. But yeah, my boy keeps on running to my door and sitting by the door and crying. So I don't want him to do that. So I will go be a dad for a bit. I will have a new video though. Maybe not at 4:30 in the morning like I usually do, or 7:30, but I will have a new video. I want to say big love to everybody here. Combo breaks. Even further beyond. The viewership has been fantastic. We've been hitting 400 peaks, 300 plus people here all the time. So hit that like button before you go. I would love to get 300 likes if we can. That would be awesome for 300 likes. If we can get the 300 likes. But seriously though, thank you guys so much. Chartard, I appreciate you, man, bringing the conversation, because without conversation and disagreeing opinions, I think it would be difficult to actually run a good show. So I mean, Chartard thinks that normies are just gonna jump off. I think that normies are gonna be super excited once the big games come out. I think games like when they show off the next Zelda, wait till they show off the next Zelda. I think real quick, I want to talk about this real quick. Wait till they show off the next Zelda. Wait till they show off that. Wait till they show off the next Animal Crossing. Wait till they show off the next 3D Mario. These games, they haven't even showed those yet. They have not shown off Animal Crossing. They have not shown off the next big Pokemon game. Wait till that game comes. Like, you think normies aren't gonna want to buy the next Pokemon game? All the casuals and kids and people that love Pokemon? Man, it is gonna be, trust me, this is gonna be pandemonium, bro. People are gonna be buying this system like crazy. It's gonna be nuts. I think it's gonna, listen, I don't think it's gonna do as good as Switch 1. But I think that it's going to be more lit than Switch 1. Like, Switch 1 was great. There was a lot of great stuff that happened in Switch 1. But with Switch 2, we know about, like, okay, we can get better quality than we've ever gotten before when it comes to the game. So I think it's going to be super lit with a lot of different things, man. So I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. So I had 2 videos for today. One of those videos is doing really good. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I talk about various different things. Charts with the $10 says 2020 was the year of free money, government spending, unemployment until October. PPP loans were being scanned left and right. Stimulus checks. A lot of people will afford a lot during the quarantine. But people have kept on that spending since then, though. Even now at this point, people still buy PS5s like crazy. People still buy PS5s like crazy, Chartard. So I see what you're saying. If the PS5 wasn't still selling so well, if people still didn't have record-breaking sales numbers in like Black Friday, if laptops and devices and TVs weren't still selling, then I'd see what you're saying. But all of those are still selling. PS5 is still selling well. You know what I'm saying? People getting locked up for PPP fraud. Yeah, I know, seriously. People are still buying tech. People are still buying laptops. People are still buying GPUs. People are still buying PS5s. People are still buying Nintendo Switches. Switch 1 for $350. People are still buying that. If you want a Switch 2, you are going to get one. $100 isn't the make or break for you buying one or not as a normie. I don't think it is. And like I said, if it is, then you just trade in your Switch 1. So I think you're reading the market wrong, Chartard. I really think you're reading the market wrong. And I think that 1 year or 2 years from now, when normies see the system sales are still really good, I think you're going to be like, oh, I was wrong. And I think it's going to be very apparent that you're going to be wrong soon based off. And I thought it's going to be very apparent that people are going to be wrong when Nintendo still brings like Animal Crossing and other stuff. And on top of that, you're only going in like this region. You're not considering Japan as well, where Japan, the prices are definitely not as bad overall. Now it's scaled to the government or to them, but I'm telling you, man, wait and see. Anonymous with the 25.
Thanks for staying on top of news and being a source of information on pre-orders.
Shoutouts.
You've been super helpful for someone like me who is new to this.
Okay.
It was stressful, but you've kept things fun and entertaining.
Thank you. Thank you. Here's the thing. I'm gonna go in just a bit, guys. I know my baby needs me, but it's not about hoping being right. I know that I'm right. Anytime Nintendo's had games, people buy it. It doesn't matter. We went through recessions before. The Wii was launched, and there was a little mini recession, or not even. There was a full-blown recession during the Wii era. That didn't stop people from buying the Wii, buying the games, buying stuff. And if you adjust it for inflation, it's about the same. Or maybe a little bit less, but it's right around there. So people still bought stuff in that. When it comes to gaming, people don't put a price on that. People don't put like on what they like. If you like Mario, Zelda, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, you're gonna find a way. $100 is not gonna stop you in that age demographic. From the 20-year-olds to the let me ask you guys a question real quick. Does $100 stop you guys from getting anything that you really want? Has there ever been anything that you really want that you see that says, oh, you know what? $100 is stopping me from getting it? Everyone here that has a job, right? Not if you don't have a job, but if you, come on. It's never stopped any of you guys. You'll wait an extra week or 2 weeks or an extra month. You'll find a way to do it. So to me, people are buying Switch 1 at $350, but now all of a sudden, oh my gosh, the $100, it's not in this economy. People were buying Switch OLEDs at $350. You know what I'm saying? As a young man or young woman in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, $100 does not stop you from getting something that you actually want. Now, it might stop you from getting something that you don't care about, but in terms of tech, it's never stopped you from getting what you want. And it never will at that. $100 gap in any block is never going to stop you. It's just not. You're just going to do whatever you need to do to get that extra bit, or you're going to trade in like Shinru. He traded in stuff. So I don't see it. For the age demographics that Nintendo Switch has, I don't see it. But we'll see. We will see. So yeah. With the job, no. Without a job, yes. But to be honest, man, unemployment here in the US is at its lowest that it's been in a long time. It's at its lowest that it's been, you know? What's up, Gucci? So 8BitO announced that they're done shipping controls to the US due to tariffs. Feels bad. Oh, man. So yeah. So a lot of people have jobs. Now, some people don't have jobs, and obviously some people are losing their job. But a lot of people, they'll be able to jump back on their feet. There are people hiring for things. People are hiring. Everywhere I go, it says like there's hiring for something. There's jobs everywhere. Not saying that everybody has a job, and I'm sorry for those who don't. But yeah, there's definitely new openings and stuff like that. So so yeah, man. People will find a way, man. It's always that way. It's always that way. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll come back. We'll revisit this in 1 year, or we'll revisit this in a year and a half, and we'll see how the sales are going for the Nintendo Switch 2. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being awesome. Shout out to Anonymous. Thank you for the big 25. Thank you, Char as well, for keeping the conversation going. You guys are awesome. Combo breaks, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Love y'all so much.